Welcome. Good evening to Division 2 now. We had a fantastic night of racing in Division 4, a bit of a drama-filled driver error issue, and now we have this one. Now, this is the one. This is the most competitive division that we have with an absolute stacked grid, and I am so excited to have this man by my side commentating this race. It's been a while. We are here at Zandvoort for round number 8 for the first sprint weekend of the season, and we're trying to get this done before Baku as well. So we are under pressure at the same time. But good evening, George. Welcome.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello there, SJ. It is nice to be back. Division 2 has certainly been promising. I've been tuning in once or twice throughout Season 9 so far. And what a place to have your first sprint of the season. It is going to be a 12-lap race and a 30-lap race from what I can tell. 36, is it 36? 36-lap race. And that's going to be a very, very exciting time at the seaside destination. Great to be back.
Yeah, great to have you, mate. It's been a while. Hopefully, we get you back for the Interlagos one as well. I know that you're on a bit of a break, so hopefully we can grab you in for a few more races. But no, this division has been very exciting. I'm just going to give you a bit of a heads up now. When we look at this division, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had 6 different winners win this division at the moment. Races this season, 6. And obviously with silly season that came through, there's been a lot of changes. There's been a few changes which have been a bit difficult. You know, we haven't seen Sleepy for 2 races in a row, so we don't know what's going on there. It looks like Sebi's in that car tonight. Grez has been away as well, so we're missing some big drivers that could really cause a bit of a storm. But what we do have on the grid, which I'm going to let you know very, very soon now, is this is our grid lineup. So we've got Williams TP of Dido, who has been racing in Division 1. So he's already done this track. So it'll be very interesting to see how he goes tonight here in his own division. We then got Broadstar, who is really ready for that podium opportunity. P3, P2, P1, missed out last week in Imola, so he's we'll have to see how he goes. We saw him in the Mercedes, he's now in the Alpine, so full-time driver in the Alpine. We've now got Dragon, known as Ink, in the Haas. Wonton, the TP of Aston Martin, had a fantastic drive in Imola as well. Probably one of his best races this season. Quasiri is back in the Williams, probably something they needed. They had Mikey DuBois reserved last time, so really good to see Quasiri back. Wicked Moist as well. Flubber, can he do the same? He's done Division 1, so he knows what it's about. It'll be very interesting to see. He will be one to watch out for tonight, 100%. Guarantee you it. We've got Rift as well in the kick. Joyful, who is another one to watch out for. Didn't go to plan in Imola. Those tyres just fell off at the end. So if he can get set up, he'll be one to watch out for. We've got number 1 Smith, who's also had a go at Division 1. He'll be one to watch out for. Tudor winning Imola last week, so congratulations to him. He's on good form, but it's not in his division, so we'll have to wait and see how he goes. Let's have a look to see how he goes. It's going to be a tough one. Lockie, who is on really good form at the moment with that McLaren team. We've also got Squash Josh, who's done Division 1, didn't have the best of opportunities, so tonight is his division. We know the last few races have been a bit difficult, but let's have wait and see what happens. We've got Ricardo, we've got Mikey DuBois reserving tonight for Haas, Spry in the Ferrari, Kyotonic in the Alpine, Sebi reserving as well tonight. Oblivion, definitely a name to watch out for, as we know, and also Shifty Wizard, who has been consistent all season, but can he get that P1 that he is still waiting for? So that is your grid, George, and it's going to be a very fun-filled and entertaining night for Division 2.
Certainly is. And there's a few names that I recognise out here. We've got Broadster, Flubber, Ricciardo, Dido. Flubber, of course, doing the reverse Hamilton, going from Ferrari in Season A now over to the Mercedes. So it's interesting for me to come in mid-season like this and see him in a Mercedes. But good lap time he's already set out there. Broadster goes P1 on the medium tyre with a 109.329. Dragon up there with the Haas team, a 109.6. Only a few hundredths of a second clear of Flubber, as we see Mikey DuBois up at the P4 now, very close, 7/100ths of a second between him and a third place position. Lots of yellows out there, SJ. Zandvoort is one of those circuits where it's just got a lot of tricky sectors, a lot of tricky corners, a lot of places where you need to be very careful on the brakes. And we've seen a lot of accidents, of course, in real Formula One at these circuits as well. And I'll tell you what, looking at the Drivers' Championship at the moment, after Imola, Oblivion only 9 points ahead of Wigged at the moment, so it's pretty tight.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very tight. And talking about the race that we just had earlier on in Division 4, a lot of driver errors tonight. So will Division 2 do the same? It's a very respectable division, Division 4. So, those guys, they've been racing with each other for quite some time now. This is a very, very stacked grid. So you look at anyone on this grid and anyone could end up winning it. This is the question. Anyone. You've got 109s at the moment. This is qualifying. You've got the two McLarens in P5 and P6, the two Hasses in P2, P4. We saw a bit of a change earlier on in the qualifying with Division 4 with obviously wets to dries. But yeah, this is, you've got 20 drivers here that one of these guys. I'm not going to say Tudor and I'm not going to say Sebi because unfortunately this is not their division. So you're probably talking about 18 to 15 guys that could win it. But if obviously circumstances change and things happen, they still have an opportunity of winning the race and scoring good points. But this is just, how this division is. Anyone can win it. And it's going to be very exciting to see, especially in the sprint and also 36 feature race.
Yeah, well, 12 laps initially. The sprint is going to be really exciting. It's obviously with the cutthroat nature of Division 2, making it through 12 laps successfully is going to be really key. So your qualifying position is going to make a big difference today. Dido going and setting the fastest lap on the medium tyres of 109.2. Broadster was on the mediums when he set that 109.3. He's actually switched now to the soft tyre, as has Dragon. So a lot of drivers out there now deciding it's time for the soft tyre. The track seems to be coming back to them just that little bit. And I'm not sure, SJ, if it's the graphics at the moment, but it does look a little bit damp out there. Might just be the way that my graphics card is handling the new game. It's entirely possible, but certainly not devoid of a little bit of rain at Zandvoort. And I'm always happy to see it.
Yeah, I love to see a little bit of rain as well. It's very interesting. We haven't had much rain this season so far in some of these tracks. We saw early on in Division 4, it spiced it up a bit. There was no rain in quali, then there was rain in the sprint, then there was rain in quali for the feature, and then there was no, obviously, rain in the race itself. So, yeah, definitely going to spice things up. Dry as a bone out there. Look at that, blue skies. So it definitely is your graphics card, my friend. Definitely have to ask Santa Claus for a new one. There we go. Number one, Smith has left the session. Not good to see, so hopefully we can get him back. Hopefully, George, you've got him as a friend, and we can get him back in the lobby. We've still got 4 guys of Rift, Joyful, Kyotonic, and Oblivion still to set the time. We will jump on board one of these guys very, very soon for a flying lap. But like George says, 109.298 on those mediums is pole position at the moment, and only a tenth between Broadstone and Dido on different tyres at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see. Still, I think it's about just waiting for the Sector 3 flag to disappear, and we are going to have still a little bit of time still to go in this qualifying, as we can see, all the way down from P1 down to P9 are all in the 9s, and obviously there's hardly anything between Sebi and Wicked as well. 4 minutes to go in this quali, 2 guys to still set times of Kyo and Oblivion as well, and it looks like it's going to be a very good night so far for the Haas in P4 and P6, and also McLaren in P7 and P9. Hopefully we've got Seba or number one Smith. If you've got him as a friend, that would be awesome. If you don't, then we'll have to try and get him an invite back in, George.
Yeah, I've had a little look. I added everyone in the lobby just before we got into the session, but unfortunately, I don't think he's accepted the friend request just yet. Clearly focused on the upcoming session rather than looking at his friends list, which is probably the right thing to do as a driver, but unfortunately, no, I do not. So someone else will have to put him in for us. In the meantime, continuing to look as the timer does start to tick down towards that 3-minute mark in this short qualifying session. And Dido still sitting very smoothly on top at the moment. We did just the DRZ Rift come up with a 109.388. Very strong lap in the Kick Sauber. Not too bad. Dragon still sitting there in 4th. And yeah, it does look like the Haas's are going to be a little bit stronger than maybe I was expecting. But certainly they've got 2 drivers in their mids who are performing very, very well at Zandvoort today. Great to see. I'm just looking at the racing bull there of Joy Fowl. 109.8, and he's split the two McLarens as well. So he's done quite a good job early on, just seeing the two McLarens now coming out for what is going to end up being their last lap. And we see a ghosted Alpine come flying out of the pits and actually goes through one of the McLarens as well. So it's going to be a tight course for the end of quali. We see that in real life, of course, as well. Everyone knows the exact second they need to be launched back out of the pit lane and onto the track to get themselves round for that final hot lap of the best track conditions.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have to wait and see if Josh or someone can get number one Swift in, as it is down to the co-coms now and also them to do it, as we do not do it from the main comms. We've got a lot of people on an outlap, George, so who we jump on board with for a flyer? And I'll let you take away the last flying lap, and then we've also got feature points, so plenty of times to still talk about this qualifying. But 1 minute 52, who would you like to jump on?
I'm really not sure. I think maybe we have to leave that up to those who are a bit more informed. I'd say probably Dido, just to see if he keeps a handle on things. But maybe we'll go on board with Roadster.
All right, well, one time let's just pipped him by 108.676. Oh. That is a very impressive time by the Aston Martin driver. And I'll let you take it away with Broadstar. So all over to you, my friend.
Righto, well, here we go. We're going to be going on a hot lap shortly, just coming up to that 50 board as we head to the right-hander, double right-hander course at the end of the circuit. Through 13 and 14, airy, turn 14, nice fast right-hander, get the power down, and this is going to be DRS open. Battery at 98% when he started this lap. Into the first braking zone we go. Hard all the way down to third, and he's gotten that nice late apex across the curb on the exit. Through turn 2 we go now, and into this wonderful carousel section. Hugenholz is what it's called. Fantastic place to go racing. And now the S's. Fantastic stuff. Looks fast at the moment. Broadster has got to make up at least 0.7 of a second to make sure he gets up to the top row of the grid. If he doesn't, he's going to be in all sorts of trouble. Now the hard part. Got to switch it into the right. Really quick section. Get on the brakes. Turn it in. Late apex. He's had a bit of a slide. He's had more than a slide. He has gone around and he's off the track. And that's going to be Broadster's chance at a lap. Unfortunately, coming to a rapid, unfortunate end. Unplanned. Little dive and a bit too much oversteer. Through turn 8, Masters turn. Very difficult to get right. He'll get back onto circuit, staying out of the way of the cars who are coming through to set new laps. Oblivion up to P2 with a 109.219. Dido improves, but it's not enough. There we go. Elixir has done it. P2 for the McLaren driver. Very impressive stuff. And right at the end of this session, the soft tyre appears to have come alive. Dido retakes P2. From the McLaren driver, 108.9, that's two drivers now into the 108. It's not separated by a huge amount, but the gap between P1 and P3 is something else. There's nearly 0.4 of a second. See a few others making up positions. Flubber has made it up into P4 for the Mercedes outfit, and looks like Broadster is going to have to settle a course now for 6th position. Not what he was hoping for. It was looking strong in Sector 1. As he got to Masters turn and turn 8, unfortunately, it all came undone. The rear did not want to have any of it at all, and unfortunately, the oversteer was not able to be controlled in this case. So his qualifying ended prematurely, sadly, and a few others coming across the line. We've got the two kick Saubers, P9, P10. Oblivion now down to P8. Don't know if that was an invalidation of his lap time, but he's now P8. Squash Josh up to 4th place. A 109.0. Dragon finds 5th place for the Haas. Joyful in 7th position with a 109.127. That is getting close now. We've seen the last few drivers come across the lap, so we get to see an Aston Martin maybe jump up. I'd expect to see Ricciardo make some improvement. Doesn't look like he's going to, though. Mikey, out of this qualifying session, and that is going to be your results.
Thank you very much, George. Watanabe, 108.676. And then also only two guys in the 108 there, 108.9 for Dido. So these guys have got some serious pace up front. The question is, are they going to have it in the race? We've got Tonic not even setting a time. That will be looked under investigation. He will be investigated for not doing a time there. So that will be looked at by the onboards. I know that Keeper is our onboard tonight, so Keeper will be writing that in or writing that wherever he wants to if he's Do we have number one Swift? Yes, number one Swift has joined back in, but it's been too late. He's going to start at P19 in the sprint. As long as it's the sprint and it's not feature, that's the main one, because he doesn't want to be back there. But it's unfortunate Kyle not setting a time there. So that will definitely be looked at. by the onboards on that, and really unfortunate for number one Swift not to set that time. Certainly set another time with that disconnection. Thank you very much, keeper. All right, 5-second penalty as well for Joyful, who goes from 7th all the way down 5 spots. So Wonton taking P1, Dido taking P2, and Lockie taking P3. Also got Broadstar setting a time on the mediums there, and Rift on the mediums, and everyone else onto the softs, and also number one Swift on the mediums. So they're going to have a lot of fresh softs for the remainder of the weekend. But yeah, very interesting quality there. Yeah. Only 2 guys in the 8s, George.
Yeah, it's really good to see the 2 getting into the 108s. Broadster would have used an extra set of softs had he actually completed the lap, but the oversteer at turn 8 meant that was unfortunately over rather rapidly. We're about to go onto track, and I'm excited for this one. 12 laps ahead of us, SJ.
Yes, this goes very, very quickly, and it's going to be very interesting. I still hope that EA do sort it out in 2026 where you can have safety car come out in sprint races, because wouldn't that spice things up a bit?
Oh, that'd be amazing. I mean, can you imagine the dilemma for the drivers? Do I pit? Do I not? What do I do? Yeah, and that's exactly the position that we want them to be in.
I think that's why it doesn't come out, George.
EA doesn't want to confuse anyone, you know. We've got to have a slick user interface, user experience. It's all about the user experience. No, I disagree. Make them suffer.
I think that's something that EA have done correctly for a long time. And also, apparently, the F2 cars as well, they've done a very good job on that. I've got to say as well, just jumping on that, F2 announcement went out the other day. 45 people want to get involved in F2. Phenomenal numbers.
Wow. That's fantastic.
And we're away.
Rightly should be.
I completely got confused.
There we go.
I don't know what happened. My screen went funny, and we are away. Wonton leads the way. We've got drama going on that mid-pack at the moment, but everyone is through into lap them all. Bit of debris coming off from that mid-pack there as well. It looks like it's 2 V-cabs or a Haas that's got it completely wrong. Mikey the boy going round the outside, taking the real Formula 1 route and compared to the game as everyone goes very, very short. He's going side by side with the kick-saber of Tudor, but he kicks that position. But someone has lost a bit of debris in this first lap, and I do not know who it is, but there's a lot going on here very, very quickly. We've got another bit of debris gone, and it looks like that is Wicked Moist. He's gone all the way down to P18. Not the night he's had tonight so far. And a bit of drama at the back, but looking all the way down to the back. Bit of drama there, all the way up to the front. Wonton, what a start from Wonton and Dido already. 6.5 tenths. Lockie, 1.2 second. He's been dropped by Dido. They are not messing around, George.
No, they are not messing around at all in this front pack. It's absolutely critical to take advantage of the situation you're in. You're going to be close to these cars for not that long, especially if there's a pace advantage. Litchi is moving to the inside line, trying to cover off Dragon as he tries to make a move around the outside, and he's going to basically do it. Got a nose side by side, and he's got the inside line through the yeses. Wonderful stuff. They're still side by side as the carousel, but outbreaking the inside line will win out in this case, and Dragon makes a beautiful pass on the McLaren driver, but will it hold?
Yeah, he's managed to hold it, though. You can see the 2 guys behind him, Squash Josh and Broadstar. Someone on the grass there, being forced onto the grass there. Squash Josh having to be very careful, not losing traction, not losing grip, and putting it into a wall there. Very, very aggressive in those top 4 at the moment. Squash Josh, Broadstar, and Lockie. And as you can see, now Dragon is trying to pull away from the McLaren. Does that McLaren have a bit of damage? No, he doesn't. All good. Good to know. But the 2 guys at the front, Wonton has gone. This could be a track for Wonton in the Aston Martin, George.
It's looking so strong. 1.5 seconds. I wonder if there was a small mistake there from Dido. Somewhere in the lap, he was within the slipstream range, and that's where he needed to stay if he was going to have any chance of basically contending for the race lead. Watanabe setting a 1:10.4 fastest lap of the race in the Aston Martin. And here's a few interesting position changes. We've got Reet in the back of P10, 4 positions gained. Broadster, 4 positions gained. So he's going for it with the McLaren as well, and he's made the overtake just as we head into turn number 3. Done incredibly well. So this just shows the pace of the Alpine driver today. Up 4 positions at the beginning of this race. We knew he was on for a great qualifying lap, but he made that mistake in turn 8. And now look at him. He's charging through the field like there's not even cars ahead of him.
Yeah, Lockie just doesn't seem to the pace. He's got Squash Josh on for comfort, and then he's got Flubber behind as well. And Squash Josh looking ready to pounce. We've got Mikey the Boy there we're getting the move done. Quasi Reed's gone in, and he's re-entered and gone straight into the side of Ricardo. That will be looked up by the onboard stewards if they haven't seen it. Lap 3 out of 12. Oh, they've both gone off. Oh, there's been a drama there for the Williams and the Red Bull driver. We're back up to the midfield because I know that Squash Josh is hounding the back of Lockie, but now he's getting handed by Flubber and the Mercedes. This is great sprint race so far. Lap 3 out of 12. Bit of drama going on there in the mid-pack and also at the back between Quasi Reed. Also, lap 3 note, thank you very much. I know that you're probably onto a keeper. I'll just keep you informed though, as we've got Portstar getting the job done on Dragon. So he's pulled in that gap very quickly and he is ready to pounce now onto Dido. 2 seconds down the road. Still a long way to go, and we'll have to wait and see what happens next.
Certainly, and I was looking at Broadster's battery at this point. He's managing to save a lot more. Dragon was using a lot of his battery behind him. The McLaren using almost all of the battery just to defend against Squash and Flubber. Have to do that at this point, but it seems to be natural pace from Broadster and really good battery management. He's already closed that gap up by a couple of tenths of a second. So Dido's going to be within shooting range at some point reasonably soon. Yeah, gains another tenth. Through we go through turn 10, now onto this back straight towards Hans Erst and turn 11, turn 12. Really tricky section. Let's see if he's it's the advantage of the aero. Is he just nailing these corners? Entry speed wasn't great, not quite as good as Dido. But on the exit, he's just putting the power down and starts to gain places. I wonder if it's a low aero setup for Broadster.
Could be. He's really flying. The question is going to be able to catch Dido going onto it. I'm going to take you away with Squash Josh and I'll let you take it on board. He is going for a move on Lockie going into turn number 1. Does get the move done and he's got the job done, but he wants to get Dragon. That is his next thing there. Lockie comes back at him on the outside there and he doesn't get the position at the moment. Squash Josh up into P5 and now he's ready to pounce back onto Dragon. We're going to go a little bit further back in the field. We've got Flubber in that midfield pack in 7th. We've got Oblivion in 8th. Here's the final points position place. Rift not far behind him in that P9. What a night so far. It is for, I'm just trying to work out what team, because to be honest with you, it's 8 different people in the front. You've got Aston, Williams, Alpine, Haas, Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari. There's 8 different drivers all in the points. Phenomenal work.
That's right. P1 to P9, all different teams, and then you got this sort of Haas sitting in there. Then it's a Racing Bull and then another Aston. So within the top 11, you've got more or less all the teams. Fantastic to see. I'm keeping an eye on Flubber because he's really starting to push the McLaren ahead of him down the track, but he's got Rift right behind him. So as does Oblivion. Sorry, Oblivion has Rift right behind him. Then it is, of course, Flubber. Flubber's going to be making the move as well. So this McLaren started off super strong with a wild overtake into turn 1, and it's just gone backwards from this point. I really don't know why. They're all on mediums from P1 all the way to P9. Mikey DeBoy, the only one on softs in the top 10 at the moment. A couple of others on the track on the softs, Swift and Kaio Tonic in the Alpine in P18 at the moment. But Flubber's got a little bit of work cut out from now, as we see Squash Josh just start to eke out a little bit of a gap. If he gets that above a second, that slipstream, that DRS is going to be even less effective. That's going to be the key thing at a circuit like this. You're never going to really find the good air in a battle pack because it's always close racing at Zandvoort. So what you're relying on is the ability to use that DRS effectively.
Yeah, definitely. You can see there that he is falling a little bit down the hurdle now. He's down into P7. He's got to be very careful that he doesn't lose the position to Oblivion. He's got his teammate down there in P19. So not the sprint race so far that McLaren would want compared to other cars at the moment. Look at Dido though. Dido 3.6 seconds behind. Wonton he's turned into another person. He is absolutely flying. We thought that the other guy in Division 4 was quick. This guy, push him to Div 1, people probably say next, as Oblivion is trying to get the move done, but he doesn't. He's actually coming against Rift as Rift goes round the outside and gets the job done on the Ferrari up into P8 and nicking that position away. We've got the move going on there. It's between Joyful and looked like the Haas of Mikey the Boy. There's still battles going on, and there's hardly anything in it within points at the moment. There's 1.2 seconds between Broadstar and Dido. Has Dido made a mistake? Because he is falling down the hurdle now, and Broadstar is ready to pounce for that P2. We're going a bit further back down. We've got a nice battle going on here between Mikey the Boy and Oblivion is now dropped down to P9. So if Lockie's not going backwards, Oblivion's going backwards. That is the question. We have to wait and see here as Mikey the Boy is trying to put pressure on. Rift has got the job done. He's pulled away now to that 9.5 temp gap. Does Oblivion have damage? Does Lockie have damage? Seeing some debris fly up there. He is getting a little bit impatient in that mid pack.
Yeah, well, it really is. And this is really the battle to be in the top 10 at the moment. And that move from Rift on Oblivion was set up from the final corner one lap ago, where he had significantly more battery. Just deployed all of it on the exit, got round the outside. It was really quite an easy overtake. But I tell you, Oblivion has been fighting tooth and nail to hold on to these positions. He's managed to make up a position again on Mikey the Boy. Oh, that's so close on the rear wing between the two of them. Joyful wants a piece of the action. He's been trading positions with Ricciardo, who's also trying to find his way up into that top 10, wants those extra points in the Drivers' and Teams Championship to their name. And this is a 5-way battle at the moment. Rift starting to make a little bit of a gap. So Rift has got the pace on all of these guys. Might be one of the few without damage. I don't know, SJ, honestly. We've seen a lot of wings flying around the circuit. Who knows where they're from? They're from somewhere, and we don't have any other winged parked cars on the side of the track. So there's got to be a few cars out there missing some end plates.
Yeah, there is. I think there is, and there's also going to be interesting on setups as well, because Dido is going to have to change something up on that setup maybe in the race. There's 3.6 seconds. He's now got Broadstar and also Dragon and Squash Josh following very closely. He is coming to the closing stages of the sprint race at the moment, 9 laps out of 12, but he has just not been able to catch up to Wonton as Flubber does get the job done into Lockie. Lockie holding on to them, that 2 points at the moment. Rift has taken away from Oblivion, and Oblivion's got to be careful. Well, he's actually lost the point score there, so it's only Rift that is in the points at the moment. And well, it looks like Lockie is safe for the time being, 1.4 seconds out in front, but it doesn't look like he looks like he's, I don't know, he's found another gear now, because he was slowly fading away a little bit, and now he's pulled back in that P7 spot, 5.5 tenths behind Flubber. So yeah, question is Broadstar going to be able to catch Dido with 4 laps to go?
Well, yeah, see, with Lychee, that was the thing. He got overtaken by Flubber on the into the entry of turn 1. Flubber with a huge amount of overspeed just was able to do it, just drove past him. So there's absolutely nothing in the overtake. Lychee now has the opportunity to keep in the slipstream of Flubber to essentially escape the clutches of Rift. And I'm just keeping an eye on the lap times between P7 and P8. And at the moment, Rift is going faster. He's closing that gap. It's now within a second. So he is going to have the ability to get DRS. He's going to have the overtake button. He's got plenty of battery, but here comes Oblivion. So Rift's fight is not over. The McLaren and Lychee trying another move on the Mercedes, but nothing in it at the moment. We're a couple of laps away from the end of this race. So they're going to be getting a little bit more, I don't want to say desperate, but eager. Let's just use the word eager. It's a nice euphemism for this purpose, but the eagerness is going to be increasing as we head towards the last couple of laps. Flubber still keeping ahead of Lychee through the S's section. Behind them, Rift is getting closed down, though. I tell you, Oblivion, he's out for blood in that red Ferrari.
Yeah, you can definitely see there's a lot more changes here, but Dragon, can he get the job done on Broadstar, or can Squash Josh get the job done on him? That's the difference between the two. Dido is keeping that gap. He's keeping that gap nicely at the moment, so Broadstar can't get in that DRS and try and get the move done. We've got 2 laps racing remaining, but Dragon is in the DRS now of Broadstar, so he's going to be very careful. It looks like Wonton has checked out. 4.2 seconds. What a drive from him from start to finish. Let's see how close Dragon is going to get to the bottom back of Broadstar. He's getting even closer. 4.5 temps. Squash Josh trying to go for a move. No, doesn't go for a move. They're even closer now, and they're even working together. Are these 3 working together to get to the back of Dido in the closing stages of this race? We'll have to wait and see there. We've got drama going on the back. Joyful and Ricardo going side by side, and they stay in formation at the moment. Oblivion still in that P9 spot, hounded by Mikey the Boy. Will not leave him alone, as Mikey the Boy is actually on them soft compound tyres at the moment. And comments coming in. The GOAT is back in the comms box. I think they're talking or referring to you, my friend George.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I appreciate I appreciate the comparison. No goats in here. Maybe I think both goats. No, you got two goats in the commentary box. Anyway, before we get too distracted with that, I don't think SJ that Broadster is particularly happy to have Dragon on his rear wing right now after the qualifying that he's had. This is a bit of a redemption race for him. He's up 5 positions. Lychee down 4 positions, and it just makes me wonder what Broadster could have been doing had he finished that qualifying lap. We were on board for it, so I think we got the lucky pick there. We got the right person, certainly in that qualifying on board. Onto the last lap of this race, we now go, and it's going to be the final opportunities for Dragon and Squash Josh to make some maneuvers. And P3 right now sitting with Broadster, and he's had the pace. He's been closing Dido in, not quite as much as he's needed to do really in the last few laps, but it is now coming down to just above the 1 second mark. Oh, it's so close.
Oh, Rift hits the back of Oblivion there, and Oblivion has got back into the points. He's back into that P8 spot with that 1 point, and Rift is right behind, and he's coming under pressure from Mikey the Boy. We'll go back on board with that because Dragon is getting even closer to Broadstar. The question is he going to be able to do it? I don't think he is. I think Dido has done a fantastic job holding that position in P2 with the DRS as well and the ERS. Wonton has been absolutely tremendous tonight. What a start to finish race he has. He is definitely meaning business, and absolutely fantastic race from him, and be very interesting to see how he's going to go in the feature as well. Fantastic job from Wonton. He takes the win of the sprint, and you can see even happy going for a little bit of a winder. What's going to happen here? Broadstar is going to hold on to P3. Squash Josh is going to hold on to P5. What about Oblivion and Rift? They're the last two, as there we go. Oblivion is going to get the final points in P8, and there comes the rest of the pack. So a very interesting sprint race. 12 laps, no DNFs, but some interesting maneuvers there. And Kyotonic, unfortunately, started P20, finished P20. So he's definitely going to have to do better in this quali, in the feature.
For sure, yeah. Absolutely right, yeah. He's going to need to step that up a couple of notches. He's not quite on the pace that he needs to be. Two-door gaming, I mean, we saw that he had a bit of an incident, so we know why he's down there. 10 places lost, unfortunately. And I have to admit, SJ, I think I'm becoming a bit of a Broadster fan. The defense was mighty. The overtakes were mighty. The qualifying was unlucky. And I tell you what, that the battery management that I've seen there, he absolutely nailed it. That man was calculating the percentages in every single corner. It made a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be very interesting to see how he goes. Actually, not the fastest car on track, though. Look at that. Watanabe is 4 tenths quicker than Broadstar. So he had some serious pace there. That's why he took the win and the fastest lap. So congratulations to him. Dido finishing P2, Broadstar finishing P3, Dragon, Squash Josh, Flubber, Lockie, Oblivion getting that last spot. That looks like it's going to be a nice little juicy battle between him and Rift. And then, right at the back there, some interesting performances from the guys, and they will not be happy with their results. I am sure of it.
I'm going to have to change how I say Lockie. Is it Lockie? I've been calling him Lychee. I've been calling him after a fruit of some kind, haven't I?
I think
it's one of those mistakes.
I think it's Lockie. It's Lockie. We'll go with Lockie, I think.
I think we'll go with Lockie. We'll stick with something that sounds a little bit more like a name for a human rather than a name for a fruit. Although lychee is not a bad one to do that. Someone can correct us in chat. Let us know in chat. How do you pronounce Lockie or Lychee's name? That's the number P12 at the moment. McLaren driver, Lockie 1. Let us know, because I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be good to know.
Yep. And Keeper, if you want, mate, to make it easier, put the onboards in now. Sprint race is over, mate. So if you've got any, fire them in. Right, we are going to go over to Quali, and this is going to be a very interesting one. This is the main one now. This is where it all matters. What do you think these guys can do differently? We've seen Wonton has got some extreme pace, and he's obviously going to be the favourite to win this race. But yeah, what can Dido and Broadstar do? They seem to be the closest ones to cause a problem, unless any of these guys get a better qualifying going into the feature. Obviously, they're going to have set softs now, so no mediums. It's going to be softs all the way. What's your thoughts? Got 16 minutes to go, so a long time to go with this. But yeah, how do you think this is going to pan out?
I think it's one of those things where you've now had a chance to gather some information, a little bit more about your opponents, a little bit more about how your setup has handled the difference between you and your opponents. So if I'm Dido at this point, I'm thinking, right, well, I'm iterating through the different things that I know could be being done on Watanabe's Wonton's Aston Martin. Is he running less wing? Should I try running less wing? And honestly, this qualifying, in a lot of ways, is a chance to experiment with some of that. See if you can eke out a few more tenths on a particular lap. See if that'll maybe make a difference in the race. I'm not sure if really anyone was expecting Wonton to be so dominant in not only the race but also in the qualifying. It is one of two drivers to hit that 108. I mean, Dido's 108 was quick, but it was not as quick as Watanabe's 0.6, I believe, 108.6 for Wonton, and then of course 108.9, I believe it was for Dido. So there's a 0.3 gap there, right there in the qualifying. Short qualifying, you don't really have the chance. You've done your practice. You haven't raced with the guys just yet. Obviously, some of them have had some reserving in some other divisions, but you don't really get a good chance to experiment. But if you're in that top 10, if you know you've got top 10 pace, and Dido certainly is going to be there, Broadster obviously as well, they're going to treat this as, let's go set a banker, and then let's get some information. Let's start to experiment if we can.
Yeah, definitely. I think we put a prediction in just at the moment. I put, well, once now we take pole, because obviously he is probably the favourite. So we'll wait and see what happens on that. 5 minutes on that prediction. But yeah, I think there's going to be a bit of a tweak of the setup. He was extremely fast in the sprint. A lot more fuel, in the feature. So obviously 36 laps and pit stop strategy that changes everything. Safety cars as well. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, very impressive putting into the 108. So if we see anyone else put into the 108, I think we're going to have a nice little battle at the front. The question is, you do not want damage early. You do not want damage early because then you're going to have to change your whole strategy. So and I've found racing at Zandvoort, it's one of those tracks that you just follow. You only make a move really down that main straight. For me,
yeah, that's
right. That's the only really where you make the move.
100%. I mean, that is where. But that's the thing, isn't it? That's the dilemma, because you have to follow the car for the entire lap. And there are some pretty high-speed corners and some pretty low-speed corners. And if you're sitting in that dirty air, it just becomes really difficult to drive. So typically, Zandvoort is a very high downforce track. You typically adjust a setup to be high downforce at a place like this. But that's increasing your reliance on the aero. It's increasing your reliance, and your pace is more dependent on having clean air in front of you. So you've got to kind of balance that. If you're Wonton and you feel like well, maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but if you know that you're going to be out there, if you know you've got the fastest car, or you're going to be setting those laps, then you can use the high downforce setup and absolutely go for it. You'll be quicker over the majority of the circuit. But if you're in behind, if you're starting mid-pack, what do you do in that situation? I mean, do you go for a low downforce package and try and take advantage of the slipstream and just make overtake and just lean on the tires a little bit more? Oh, that's a big incident there for Wonton. Wonton has just hit the wall and bounced off, and he's lost part of his wing. SJ, that's not an ideal start to Q1 for him.
No, it's not. He's also gone on the hards. Interesting.
This is very bizarre. This is very it's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off for him. But I believe that the damage on the wing is not ideal. It's not part of the plan there. But he will get himself back into the garage and get that repaired, as we see Rift go fastest for Kick Sauber for the 109.262. Some yellows out on the circuit. We'll see some slow cars making their way around. But a lot of thinking. I think maybe that's part of it for Wonton. He's doing some thinking as well. But back to that point, do you take the risk and go with a high downforce? I would say you do, even if you're in dirty air.
Yeah, I think it's that's a tough one, isn't it? I've just seen number 1 Swift has actually retired. He is out on Q1. He is done. So one of the Red Bulls not having the best of night at all. But yeah, no, I think that the main thing is of those two at the moment with Broadstar and Dido is what can they tweak to match Wonton. How far you can do it with obviously being part Ferme on as well. So it's going to be very tough unless they can obviously change everything up after the sprint, which I'm sure they can. So there will probably be a little bit of a change on on their qualifying for the feature and maybe going into the race. So it'll be very interesting to see, as we're still not seeing anyone into the 108s. You see Squash Josh closest with a 109.2 at the moment. And Dido is in the pits at the moment, and so is Broadstar. So we've got a few guys on outlaps. George, who do we jump on board with? I'll take us through Zandvoort for a flying lap with someone. So we've got Mikey, Watanabe, Wicked, Flubber, Lockie, or Oblivion.
Oh, let's go with Oblivion. I think we theorized having him on board with him now, see what kind of pace he can eat out in the Ferrari. And yeah, I don't know, with Dido and Broadster, maybe they're just sitting in that setup window, just doing a bit of theory crafting, doing a little bit of thinking about what they might be able to do. But we're about to get ready to go on this lap with Oblivion. Do you want to take this one?
I'll take this one. I'm happy to do this one. Just letting you know,
since you have actually driven at this track, and I haven't in an F1 car.
I still don't know the corners though, mate. I'll just go.
Okay, well, I can help you out on that. That I can help you out with. I recently was host to two very close friends of mine from Belgium. And they taught me all about the different ways of pronouncing it. So see all the here's a little bit of trivia for everyone out there. Actually, do the lap and I'll go to the trivia afterwards.
All right, well, here we go. He's going to turn one. He's gone to the curb again. A little bit of a slipstream there from Spine Apples, his teammate. We'll have to wait and see coming into the hairpin. As you can see, taking a tight line instead of the real life in Formula 1 when they go very wide and then come out, getting that good exit up the hill. Then you can see the elevation of Zandvoort going up and then coming down. And all the way, this is where you do not want to make mistakes. You'll hit the curb there coming out very nicely. Do not want to hit that curb on the left-hand side. Ride that curb coming out on the right-hand side, dropping into the 100, then coming into the 50, pushing out to the right, pushing very nice over to the left, getting good exit, getting onto the second part of the DRS now, and then coming into the the right hand and the left hand. Very careful not to hit that curb too much and get it into the gravel. You can dip a little bit of a tyre into the gravel and not spin, so you can get away with it. Here you can't though. You do not want to be hitting that curb on the outside, keeping to the left-hand side, but keeping as far over to the right, still hitting a little bit of curb on the left, then coming down the main straight and hitting the finishing line with a 109.361. Oblivion doesn't seem to have the pace tonight, though. I've got to say, in that Ferrari, Wonton 108.740. Look at that. Someone just said, no, he is not getting pole position. 10.5 thousand. Who said no? Well, I think you may be eating your channel points because the man has just gone. Well, let's have a look. He's gone
10 points off Gryffindor.
He's gone four attempts quicker than Wicked nearly. So Wonton is on one tonight.
Yeah, and he's only 0.1 of a second away from his previous short qualifying lap, which was a 108.6. So yeah, 10 points off Gryffindor for anyone who said that Wonton is probably not going to be on pole tonight. I think you might be wrong. We'll see. Look, it is one of those things where, if Dido gets something right, if Dragon could get something right, Dragon finding his way into the 108s. Didn't do that in the short qualifying before the 12-lap sprint. He has done that now for Q1. Obviously, he'll need to replicate that in Q2 and Q3 as well if he hopes to stay up there in the top 10. I believe the cutoff is going to be somewhere around a 109.2. We'll see, as we do see Broadster. This is the pace I was talking about, a 108.788 from Broadster. He's only 0.13, I should say, seconds away from the fastest lap we've seen here in Div 2 tonight, and only 0.04 of a second away from Wonton's current purple time out there on the circuit. All right, well, it's time for George Trivia as we get to the last 8 minutes of Q1. George Trivia time now. Now, my Belgian friends do speak many, many languages. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, we need a little soundbite for that, I think. Maybe a graphic we bring up on stream, I don't know. It's trivia time, ladies and gentlemen. So you'll see these corner names are all pretty tricky, and a lot of people have some real problems pronouncing them, and it's completely fair enough because it is not English. Let's just put it that way. But there's a few little pronunciation tips and tricks. So let's just go through them. Turn 1, Tarzan Bock. Right? So it's actually, the turn is actually called Tarzan.
Should we do it
Why?
on a fly?
Because Bock means turn.
Let's do it on a flyer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So then we can make
do it on a flyer.
Be consistent.
Well, I'm not sure if I can pronounce these names quick enough for that.
All
well,
right.
the trivia tip is that all of these corner names that end with Bocht, it's pronounced Bocht, right? That means turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tarzan Bocht actually is Tarzan. But let's find me a lap and let's go through it. I'll give
I'm
you
on
all
board
the
with
names.
Squash Josh because he was the one closest to board start. So here we go. He's coming down the main straight.
Okay.
What is turn 1?
Okay, here we go. Down into turn 1, it's Tarzan Bocht, right? So turn 1, Tarzan Bocht, a Tarzan turn. In we Bocht. Yeah, you got to get the phlegm out of your throat.
Yeah, quickly,
those ones.
next
Into
one,
Gerlach
Kevin.
Bocht. Yeah, there we go. Turn 3, it's Hugenholtz. Fantastic name. Love it. Now into the first part of the S's, it's turn 4, Hunserok. Right? Turn 5 is not named, but it is essentially 5 Bocht, right? Slotmacher Bocht is the next one. Turn 6 into Schleivak Bocht, and turn 7. Now down to Masters Bocht. This is where we saw Broadster spin earlier on through Bocht 9. Can you guess maybe what that is? It's called Bocht 9. Turn 9 and then turn 10, Bocht 10. And now we're going down into Hans Erst Bocht in turn 11. So Hans Erst, I believe, a driver, motorsports driver from Holland. So in turn 11, turn 12, fantastic sector through where the spectators are. And now into the one that is going to get me in trouble. This is called Kumho-Bocht, right? Which is spelled K-U-M-H-O, Bocht. I won't say any more. The final corner, turn 14, as we see him go into the pit. Iri Lundijk Bocht is, I believe, the pronunciation.
So
or thereabouts. I'm about 60% on my pronunciation, SJ.
So every single corner is Bocht.
Because it's turn. It's it's the Hugenholtz turn. Yeah, that's why you see that at Zolder. You see that at Spa, or not Spa, because that's the French part of Belgium. But yeah, you do see that many. Zolder is particularly this. What's it called? It's Terlemen. Oh, I won't even try and pronounce it. It's about 400 characters long, and it's very, very difficult to pronounce.
Well, guys,
but it finishes with Bocht.
If you're all happy with that, give George a round of applause. 4 minutes and 59 seconds to go. And Watanabe is leading at 7:40 at the moment at the front 108.7s. And there's only 3 drivers this time. Dido has not put it into the 8s at the moment. Everyone into the pits. Look, I'll tell you something. This is a very, very, very... Oh, my God, he's just gone quicker. He's just done a 108.381. How much speed does this guy have in this Aston Martin? It's phenomenal tonight.
Honestly, this is kind of what we saw a little bit at Baku. For those of you who did watch qualifying and saw Max Verstappen in the final lap and just absolutely demolished the rest of the field. So this is feeling like a very, very Max Verstappen. I think we need to get the music out. Yeah. But it's going to be wonton. Super wonton.
Super
wonton.
I want to remove the Watanabe and remove the T and put S and put Wasabi. I think it's got an awesome, it's got an awesome ring to it. Anyway,
Super Wasabi. It kind of we got to add an extra syllable in there so it doesn't work. Super Wasabi. It could work.
Yeah, to be honest with you, right, the one thing I'm looking at this moment, I know he's in the 8s, right, but look at the rest. Every single driver from P4 is all in the 9s. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Love to see it. Wonton is looking to take pole position at the moment. 3 minutes to go. We've got Broadstart in the pits, Dragon in the pits. No one else is out. Tonic, you're too busy talking in the stream, mate. You should be setting a time. You still haven't set a time, mate. We're still waiting. Yeah, that's not a good thing. But messaging in the chat, but not setting a time. Interesting. We'll have to wait and see how that's going to go for the Alpine driver.
Yes, I think Kaitonic, you might not feel like you have the pace, but you go out there and you try anyway, and you pop some times down. At the end of the day, you're not going to get thrown under the bus by us. Certainly not me, because I couldn't do a 1:21 to save my life here at Zandvoort.
Okay. So, Kaitonic is just at his left. So, are you actually in the lobby, or is that it? Are you not racing? Because if you're not racing, mate, then please retire the car. And don't wreck it for everyone else. We had AI problems with Division 1, so if you are not racing, please retire the car, would be great. Terence or anyone in Broadstar, or you let him know. So his AI is on track during the race. Yes, I know, Vettel. That hopefully he does retire the car there. We've got a few of the guys now coming out on the outlaps as well. Broadstar, Dragon and Dido. Now these guys are very close. You've got Dido 109.1, so he hasn't put it into the 8 yet, but it's so close to Dragon and it's very, very close to Broadstar. So Wonton is actually going to go again. That is going to be the interesting thing. We'll have to wait and see. Camerons, KSG, can you make sure we can actually see the qualifying laps? Yes, mate. Of course we can. We will jump on board. We've just got a bit carried away. Sorry, do apologise about that. Everyone is on an out lap at the moment. We've got Tudor is on a lap, so we'll jump on board with Tudor. He's in sector 1. He's a 109.841. So there you go, there's the difference. Dragon, keep an eye on Dragon, George. He's in that P3 at the moment. We'll see if he can beat that time. Wonton is on another outlap, by the way. So he is actually going again. Can he go even quicker than that lap? That's going to be the question, George.
Well, yeah, and just, the sun seems to have come out a little bit. It was overcast throughout most of the Q1 session. Now the sun is out, so I'm guessing that they're expecting the track conditions to improve somewhat. Not that Wonton really needs to care about that with the 108.3. I think he's pretty safe. Just looking at Dragon, he had a lock-up, unfortunately, into the carousel. Hugenholtz at turn 3. So he wasn't looking particularly stable through there as we see a yellow ahead of him. A few cars going a little bit slowly. Doesn't look like anything untoward. But yeah, I'm not quite sure why Wonton feels like he needs to go again. At the end of the day, he's going to be well safe in this, given only 3 drivers have made it into the 108. Dido is really the one that I'm keeping my main eye on. Certainly one eye on Dido, one eye on Dragon at the moment. Dragon is just going through turn 13 into 14. He's deploying all his battery up to 270 kilometers per hour. The DRS wing will fly open. He's hugging the right-hand side. What's it going to be?
108.
It's no improvement.
But here comes Broadstar.
Well, actually, it is an improvement.
Here comes Broadstar. Broadstar's 1.5 temps up. He could take, 108.657. What about Dido? He's a 108.131, and he is 2 temps up. So this could be impressive here, as Mikey DeBoy is up into the 4th with a 108.943. So we've got a few more guys into the 8, a lot more than we did see last time. Dido, what's it going to be? P3 on 108.786. Stays P3, so Broadstar gets the job done on Dido this time. Watanabe is, I think he's not going to improve. He's going to have one more go. No, he's not. He's not going to improve on this lap. He's giving a toe to his teammate of Ricciardo. So Ricciardo is coming right behind. Good play there by the Aston Martin. And nice little toe there. And when it's Ricciardo, pushes himself up to P6. So great bit of racing there by the Aston Martin. We've got the kick Saubers now coming down the line. As we can see here, Tudor, he goes into P16. The other McLaren driver of Lockie up into P7. Another kick Sauber driver. I'm just trying to keep on board with everyone. We've also got Squash Josh, we saw earlier. He only up to P9. We've then got, looks like Sebi, as you did say, P17. Alpine of Quasi Reek now. Catatonic is going to be looked at again by the onboard stewards for not seeing a time. And Quasi Reek going straight into the pits. Not happening for one of the other Williams drivers, but happening for the other one. And who else is that? That is Dido again. And that's it. We are done and dusted, as there is Oblivion. No, we're not, because Oblivion's coming around. And he is about to go. Let's have a look. Can we see if Oblivion goes faster? 13th. 109.199. So there you go. Interesting. SJ, can you tell Oblivion to go faster? I can't. I'm not there. I'm not beside him. I would like him to go quicker.
You'll have to give him a snail mail over to the Ferrari engineers, and I'll make my Ferrari in real life Formula One Ferrari jokes don't apply in sim racing, unfortunately. But momentarily he was actually up to P8, but we had Squash Josh, Flubber, Lockie come through, Ricciardo came through, and he just kept getting knocked down. He's been a little bit lucky actually to stay out of that bottom zone there, and certainly interesting qualifying. Wonton, Tekka Bowser, very, very nice. Broadster showing the pace that I believe I knew he had, and I'll also pat myself on the back one more time to say that the 109.2 cutoff time, or thereabouts for P15, was spot on.
Yeah, well, Wonton did take pole, and everyone said no, he wasn't going to take pole. So there you go, he did take pole. So congratulations to him. Yeah. Well, and I'm sorry to say we do have another AI car on the grid because the other person won't retire. So I do apologise if that causes problems yet again. People do not want to listen to instructions. So, hopefully not have any drama here. But Wonton taking pole position, Broadstar P2 and Dido P3. And like again in the same as Quali, Catatonic not sending a time. So that will be looked at. So he could be looking at obviously with that penalty, I think it's full license points just by not saying a time. So it could be in trouble there for the Alpine driver. But this is going to be a great start. Now, can Broadstar get one time going to turn one, George?
I think he might have a shot. Obviously, it'll depend on how fast Wonton wants to get out of the way and make a 3-second gap in this race. And we've seen it before. He's able to do it, and it looks like the pace between Dido and Broadster is relatively similar. So we shall see. He's got a couple of opportunities in lap 1, maybe a few opportunities in lap 2. I'm backing Broadster to at least hold up Watanabe or certainly give him a run for his money.
Yeah, it will be very interesting. I'll have to wait and see how it's all going to go here. But yeah, unfortunately, there is an AI car on the grid, which is unfortunate. And yeah, so there'll be a DXQ straight away for the Alpine driver as well. So no points for one of the Alpine, which is a bit of a shame because that would have been good to see the full 20 on the grid. But yeah. Question is that going to happen? I'll let you take away the start of the feature race, and I think this is going to be very, very excited. No, you just don't need a doctor's certificate, mate. You just need to communicate and actually just, not race if you're not going to make it, because you're just ruining it for everyone else, unfortunately. We had the situation yesterday with Division 1, and we're going to have the same situation today. Hopefully it won't be as bad because there's only one car. So hopefully your car doesn't get in the way. If it does, then you are responsible for your AI, which is in the rules. So, George, over to you, my friend.
Here we go. 5 lights are on, and 5 lights are off, and it is the 36th lap race. We've got a caution immediately on track, of course, slow car, and into the first corner we go. No challenge from Broadster. The Haas's are side by side. McLaren's going at each other already early on as Squash Josh has lost some positions off the line immediately. Oblivion up 2 positions to a P11. Excellent start for him. He's actually up ahead of Flubber, the Mercedes driver, tumbling, in fact, down the order at the moment. And Wonton out front looks absolutely unstoppable. Some interesting strategies available today on your screen right now. Broadster, though, he's not able to make that early challenge. That's critical. Dido also not able to make that early challenge. They're all equally separated, 0.6 of a second as we head through into this inner loop, into this inner section of the track, Sector 2. This is where you can find some overtakes on lap 1 if you're brave enough, but no one looking like they're close enough to do that. Certainly in the top 5, Mikey and Dragon nearly came to blows in turn 1, but were able to back out of it, play the team game, play the long game. You've got a 36-lap race, not a 12-lap race. Lockie and Wig nearly came together as well on turn 1, getting both of them ahead of Squash Josh, who's in P9 at the moment, and that last position is Oblivion in the top 10. So there we go. Decent opening lap, and I don't believe there were any incidents that I saw.
No, it looked like there was something happening at the back there, but everyone is staying within everyone else. So we did see a little bit of a glitch there with Wicked taking the lead and then Wonton being P2, but that seems to sort itself out. We've seen a lot of the guys on the mediums there, Squash Josh and Oblivion going at it as well, going around the outside. Oblivion dropping down into P11, so losing 2 spots there. And also he's got Joyful on the left-hand side as well. Look how close these guys are. There's no room for movement at all. Oblivion coming back around the outside, gets the job done onto Flubber, and pushes back up into P10. So lovely bit of racing there. We've got one guy on the softs in Mikey De Boy. We've got one guy on the hards of Flubber, one guy on the hards of Sebi, one guy on the hards of Swift, one guy on the hards of Tudor. Kaio obviously at the back there. It looks like Drift has gone round. Yeah, so there might have been an incident between the Alpine and the Kick Samba driver. Yep, looks like there has been, as he's lost his front right plate. So we'll have to see how that's going to be looked at. We've got Shifty Wizard that's gone round as well into P18 as Tudor has gone round the outside. Number 1 Swift as well. So a little bit of a drama going on the back, but Wonton starting off exactly the way he wanted to in the sprint and exactly the same again. And we'll have to wait and see here. So we've got lap 3 out of 36 at the moment. And Wonton leading the way. Broadstar and Dido are your top 3, George.
Certainly are, yeah. Dido's actually starting to make his, unfortunately not making a move. He's starting to fall off the back of Broadster. He's already out of the overtake range, and that's not ideal early on. That means he's falling well back into the clasps of Dragon in the Haas. So these American monsters coming at him quickly, and it's Dido's going to be needing to get out of there, Armageddon out of there, so to speak, and he needs to get out of there quickly. He's not able to keep within that range of Broadster. It has come down by 0.2 of a second. Plenty of battery on board with Dido at the moment. No, sorry, on Dragon. Dragon has got 80% battery. Dido's got 30% as we head through turn 12. Hans Erst now behind us. And this Haas is going to be really, really quick on the straights. We head through 13 and 14. Broadster, though, holding on beautifully to Wonton. And Wonton is not out of the woods at all. He is not able to escape. Here comes Broadster.
Yeah, trying to get some move done into turn 1. Doesn't get the move done, but stays right behind him. 3.5 tenths. I'm just going to jump on board with you. Give me 4 laps that you think the front runners will pit. 4 numbers.
4 numbers? 16, 24.
Oh, not that far. They weren't.
And 22.
On the mediums. On the mediums.
On the mediums. You're asking the guy. You're asking the guy that doesn't know anything about the game. Yeah, I'll go 16, 18, 20.
All right, we'll go 13 because I know it's definitely not that much. We'll go 13.
That's a mean question. That's a mean. I've done 0 laps in this game, SJ.
Well, I thought I'd give you a go anyway. There you go. So I'll give it 2 minutes and we'll kick those guys in. When will the front runners pit? 13, 14, 15, or 16? So get your votes in, guys. Use those channel points. Anyone up to 125, press the track selection, and you will be the first person that votes the first track. Well, we don't know what brand it will be, but you just get to choose what track we will be running into for Season 10. So get amongst it at the moment. But Broadstar still has not been able to get the job done on Wonton at the moment, George. He's still staying behind. But that's also brought Dino into it and also Dragon into it as well, which is looking a fantastic night for D White that has TP for Dragon Mikey the boy.
Yeah, they've got a real chance here, these two. It's a 5-way battle now for the lead. There's only about 2.5, 3 seconds between the top 5. Ricciardo is about 2 seconds behind them, so he's leading the previous battle pack, the second battle pack on track. With the 2 McLarens and the Red Bull and Oblivion right behind them. So all battling for the top 5. But this top 5 here is absolutely wild. And Broadster is really bringing the fight to Wonton, who's just not got the pace out there. Whether he's saving tires or trying to save a bit of battery, he has got about 80% of battery on board. Broadster's got about 80% as well. Try and switch over to it. The game will eventually let us do that. 68% for him. So the battery is definitely at a deficit for Broadster, but he's going to have the DRS wing. There it is. It pops on open, and he's going to be flying down the main straight. Wonton's going to have to defend the inside this time. Yes, he moves to the right-hand side as he goes defensive. Through goes Broadster. He's got the outside line. Will there be a cutback? Contact between the two.
Oh, great driving. Great driving between the two of them there. Wonton holding that defensive. And we've seen how quick he is, but I don't know. The question is how long is he going to be able to do it with Broadstar? Because Broadstar is on his tail and he wants that win. He deserves that win. But so does Wonton and so does Dido. So it's not going to be easy. We're jumping back down into the midfield as well because we've got the battle of the 2 McLarens in P7 and PA. Ricciardo, Aston Martin and Haas having a fantastic night. We've got P6 and P1 and the Haas in P4 and P5 and also the 2 McLarens in P7 and PA. The 2 leaders of the overalls constructors at the moment of Kick Sauber down in P18 and P20. Not the night they're having tonight in Division 2.
Boy, oh boy, it certainly is. I mean, they're going to have to figure out what happens next round. They're going to have to make sure they're back on the pace because that is way too far down. On this kind of grid, at this kind of circuit, you'd expect Tudor and Rift to really be there. Of course, Rift obviously having a bit of an issue. Broadster going for it again. Here we go into turn 1. He's got the outside line. The inside defended by Wonton again. That's where he succeeded, but this time there's no contact on the outside line. There actually is into turn 2, but turn 3 is going to be all Broadster. He's going to have that inside line, shorter run, but they're side by side on the exit, and Wonton has done it again. Got the power down beautifully. There's more rubber on the outside line on that exit of turn 3, and they are exchanging wings, they're exchanging paint, and the graphics are having a hard time keeping up with it.
Yeah, your graphics card is. Mine's not. I'll tell you something. This is some fantastic racing. They went side by side
PC
into
port.
turn one. They went
Yes.
side by side into turn two, and then they went side by side into turn three. Absolutely incredible by the Alpine and the Aston. But also, by doing this, there is a yellow at the back there. We've got a bit of drama going on. As Sebi has gone off, Tudor's gone off, or someone's gone off there. And a bit of drama. As you can see, there's a big gap between, it looks like number one Swift and the rest. But the problem is them doing this side-by-side action, and Broadstar's now going to come back at him again. It's brought them all into it. It's brought Dragon. It's now also bringing Lockie and Oblivion into it. They're only 2.8 seconds down the road, but anything can happen as Oblivion does get the job done on the McLaren driver of Lockie, and he's up into P6. So they've now also been separated by Ricciardo, who's now got in front of the other McLaren driver of Wicked, and Broadstar is still trying to get past Wonton. This is a fantastic battle. Can they keep this up, though, for 36 laps? That is going to be the question. We'll have to wait and see, as Wonton's still leading the way. He's just, I think Broadstar is just waiting for him to make a mistake. The question is that going to happen? And is that going to happen to who? Because Dido is in the pipeline, Broadstar is in the pipeline, and so are the Hasses. So watch this space. We're on lap 8 out of 36, and Wonton is still leading the way, but only just.
I think Broads is going to have to get a bit smarter with the overtakes. Going around the outside in turn one is tricky. You've really got to make up a lot of distance, carry a lot of speed into the corner, and on the exit you run the risk, of course, of getting closed off by the person who you're trying to overtake. It's not a guaranteed overtake. We've seen that a couple of times into the carousel, into turn three. If you've got the inside line, you're going to have the part of the track that's just not got the rubber. But going down the main straight again, what can he do? I think he really needs to fake an outside move and move onto the inside. Oh, that's a bit... Oh, here and there, have to admit, they are certainly not keeping the elbows in. They're keeping the elbows out. Broadster defending hard. He was very slow on the apex, though, and it did catch Broadster out a little bit. But he's going to have to get smarter on that overtake into turn one if he's going to make this stick.
Yeah, he's going to have to use his ERS a lot better down that main straight, and he's really going to have to be very, very close to Wonton on that last corner. He's very close here. I'm just thinking, does Broadstar send it on the right-hand side and go for that move coming into Sector 2? That will be the question, because... Go on.
Yeah, I think he can, yeah, but he's going to have to do a fake. He's going to have to fake that he's going to the left-hand side first and then dive back into that inside. And he's going to have to time it very well because Wonton is all over that inside line.
Yeah. But Dido is getting very close to Broadstar as well, and it's like a sort of a breaking point situation at the moment, which is good. And this is a very different strategy and a very different race that we saw in the sprint compared to the feature. You can see Wonton was pulling away and had so much pace, and now Broadstar and Dido and Dragon and Mikey the Boy, and also you can see behind Oblivion and Lockie and Ricardo are also coming into it, as Broadstar makes a bit of a mistake there and doesn't get the job done. Wonton goes very deep going into turn number one, then coming into turn two, then into turn three there. But you can see there's no margins in this race. There is 26 laps remaining, and it has been incredible. We're on lap 10 out of 36, and these guys are all in a DRS train from P1 down to P5, and very closely it will be P6 and P7 and P8 and P9 and the rest of the grid, because they are bringing everyone into it. If you look all the way, I'm going through all of them now. Look, that is the last car, P14. We have a snake on our hands, and it is just waiting for strategy or a mistake. Now the question is, can they keep it? There you go, gap to leader, no problem. There you go. So there you go. Look, P14, 7 seconds to the leader. P10 is 4 seconds. There's hardly anything in it at the moment, and it's great. But Wonton has pulled away 5 temps. Broadstar going to go again into turn number one. He gets so much acceleration down that main straight. Burns all of his ERS. He's really trying to force it. He's trying to force the occasion, and that's the problem. Take your time, ease into the overtake, do not force your lines, because Wonton has every right to defend his line there, and he is doing it. And if Broadstar's not careful, he's going to lose a piece of his front wing.
Yeah, exactly right, and I feel like having now done the inside dive, I think Wonton is now thinking about that. He's now aware of the potential move, the switchback. Had he stuck to maybe trying the overtake at the background, might have worked. But at this point, you got to start thinking about the switcheroo. Start not trying to be side by side through turn one. Try it into the carousel. You know, go around the outside, launch it like we've seen Alonso do and a number of others. Around the outside is fantastic at turn three. You've got a massive camber there. You've got much more grip on the outside line than you might even think. And if you can snag the outside line on the exit, well, there you go. You've got your position done. Oblivion, as you said, as you alluded to, SJ, he's right there too. So these guys are running relatively slow on track. And Oblivion has rejoined this. He's right there. In fact, he's going to be making an overtake, I think, on Mikey very, very shortly. Here we go again. The leaders are at it. And, oh, it's another attempt around the outside for Broadster. Oh, there's a little bit of contact between them. They're locking tires together as we see Broadster desperately trying to hold the inside line to 3, but he's not able to do it.
I'll tell you something, it's some fantastic racing, and if any one board comes in now and says noted, there's no noting. They are banging wheels, this is hard racing, and they are really going for it, and it is on lap 12 out of 36. The question is, these are, I know, it's fantastic, NSC, I love it. This is what Div 2 is all about. This is racing to a T. You've got 20 drivers, well actually 19 including the AI, 19 drivers all going at it, big points up for grabs. Wonton wants to win, Broadstar wants to win. The only problem I really struggle here is Mikey the boy on them softs. He's doing a great job, but you can see them softs are starting to fall as Oblivion goes for the move again there, and he gets it wrong nearly again. But the problem is Mikey the boy is staying in the DRS of his teammate in front of Dragon, and this is a fantastic drive from him. Reserve driver in the Haas, doing a great job, phenomenal, fantastic to see. And we're going to go on Broadstar once again.
Here we go, once again. Oh, I've got a comment to make, but I've got to hold my breath for the moment. Oh dear, it's close again. He does get a nose ahead briefly. They're side by side through 2. It looks like they're touching wheels. They are, but yeah, it looks like Wonton wins that race once again. Absolutely intense. Oblivion's move into Hans Urs into turn 11. I've only seen one driver ever overtake at that location, and that was Max Verstappen, and it was a dive and a half because the corner is so tight. So I don't think it'll be a smart thing to maybe go for that move. Again, a DNF there for Sebi, unfortunately, Shane. It's not great, but these things happen.
Oblivion is really trying. He's on the better tyres than Mikey the boy. Mikey the boy trying to hold the line. Look at the grip. Has he got the grip? Oh, this is where Oblivion went for the time. They're going to go side by side. You do not... Oh, but who's going to get the move done? Oblivion's been trying to get the job done. He got it done this time. Mikey DePoy is giving it up this time. He's, yeah, it's enough's enough. And he'll probably come in, I would say, and get onto those medium or hard compound tyres. I'm saying to say, we're going to watch this again, because every time I've seen this move happening between Broadstar and Wonton, it is carbon copy exactly the same thing. And, but that time it's not, because they've had a massive smack together, and this time has Broadstar lost a bit of his car? No, he hasn't. They've still kept it. They're banging wheels, but I don't know what to say, because it keeps changing. They keep getting closer. They keep saving it. This time, that was the biggest impact we've seen going into turn 1, and yeah, it's been incredible to see these two. I do know there is another 19 other drivers on the grid though, George. So we better check them out.
But we certainly will. Just a little analysis from that turn 1. It looked like a little bit of an understeer moment from Wonton, and Broadster has been picking his turn-in point based on Wonton hugging the apex. That didn't happen this time. Might have been a little bit of a sharp cut-in though from Broadster, so maybe a mistake on both halves. Take us through the rest of the grid. I'll keep an eye on what's happening at the top while you do that.
Yeah, we're on board with 2-door at the moment, 6.5 teams. I'm going to have to go back up to the front again because we're on board stand. I've got to see when these guys are going to
go into the bid. We're on the straight again.
And here we go. Wonton is in. Broadstar is in. Oh, here we go. We have to be very careful. Wonton getting it 10 seconds. Oblivion getting it 10 seconds. Absolute scenes here at Zandvoort after everything that Wonton has done tonight. That is not what you want to be doing on lap 14, George. Not at all. He will be spewing.
I can't believe that. But there's no one to blame but himself on that one. Speeding in the pit lane, it's 101. When you enter the pit lane, you've got to be under a certain speed. He did not do that, and now he is one of the only in the top 5 to get that. Oblivion with the 10 seconds as well. Ricciardo also with that. So 3 drivers making the mistake, just carrying that little bit too much speed. But this is huge for Wonton. I can't believe it. It's been so precise. You look at the short qualifying before the 12 lapper, you look at the 12 lapper, you look at the 108.3 that he put in the qualifying session we've just been through. And now to have defended for 14 laps and have that undone by a speeding in the pit lane, I'm absolutely flabbergasted.
Yeah, I think when the stats come out on this race, it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. 14 laps defending. I don't know if you just heard that. He has done 14 laps of defending. And the worst thing is on this, George, it's actually happened to both Aston Martin drivers. Wonton's got it and his teammates got it as well. So that is massive. And if a safety car happens in the closing stages of this race, it's all over. It is just everything they've done from the beginning. It's just been undone. And you're going to have to hope something is a miracle on this. As Squash Josh and Lockie coming in side by side, we're still getting side by side action as Quasi Ray gets a 10-second for speeding in the pit lane as well. He's not having a good night either. So few of those speeding in the pit lanes tonight, which is really unfortunate. That is now 4, 1, 2, 3. That's 4 speeding in the pit lanes tonight. So these guys really do need to slow down. Oblivion going side by side, this time with the other Haas driver of Dragon. And we know how hard it is to get past him sometimes and his defense, as he's still going to go around the outside. He's going to hold his line there side by side, and he gets the job done on Oblivion there. Absolutely fantastic move. But Oblivion has done this a few times coming into this corner. He's tried to make the move and he doesn't. And we've lost someone at the last corner.
Flubber.
And that is Flubber. Flubber has stuffed it up. And that's massive. Absolutely massive. He was leading the race and he's now hit the wall. Drama here for Mercedes, and he's now having to come into the pits, especially on 15 lap hards, which I'm sure he didn't want to be coming in on. So drama here, scenes here, the two Hasses are going at it now, and then we've got Dragon, Mikey Boy around the outside. Dragon keeps the position into P7, loses out to Oblivion, but Dragon will not be too bothered because he does have that 10 seconds, and that is definitely not getting removed. The question is now though, George, can Dido and Broadstar, are they the ones to watch out for? Problem is Dido is 1.3 seconds behind Broadstar.
Yeah, it's a tricky one here. I got to be honest with you. Just looking at Watanabe's car behavior at the moment, he is driving, for lack of a better phrase, the socks off the Aston Martin right now. And the reason he's doing that is because he needs to get that thing up to 10-second gap between him and Broadster. Now, he's actually done really well in the pit stop, despite the penalty. And he managed to come out with a little bit more of a gap. So the gap was about 0.9, and then he started to accelerate. And I tell you what, he's been fast at the gates on his outlap. He's been fast on these last couple of laps that he's been on. And look at this. The gap is now 2.4 seconds as he comes across the line and goes on to lap 18. He's a man on a mission right now, as Oblivion sets the fastest lap, 11.6. Broadster's going to have to do something here. He's going to need to respond. There is another 50% of the race to go. And if in a few laps he's pulled out over a second and a half, what's he going to do over the last 18 laps? Broadster has to respond to this. He's got to find some pace on the hard tyre. But this may not be the tyre that he's favouring. We don't know. He may not be as comfortable on this tyre. Gap out to 2.7. SJ, I think we need to worry less about whether it's going to be Broadster or Dido winning this race and more about whether they can actually keep up with Wonton, because Wonton has put the foot down.
Yeah, he's done a phenomenal job on the hards at the moment, and there you go, Toodle just letting him past at the moment there because he knows he's on the better tyres, and Oblivion finding some rapid speed as well in that P6 position. He's 6 tenths behind Dido, and he's putting the pressure on. He's on 1 lap fresher, and what's the difference between each other at the moment? Let's have a look. So 1.6. There's only a 10th in it though. 6 and 1 and 1 time. There you go. 1:11.373. So he is absolutely motoring, which is great to see there. And Oblivion does get the job done on Dido, and I think they'll switch around again. We've got 38 people tuning into the stream. 19 laps out of 36. I need another prediction, George, that you can think of that I could put into the chat. So if you've got any thoughts or anyone else got any idea, then feel free to fire through, and I'll put it in.
I think we should be trying trying to predict the gap that Wonton is going to have at the end. You know, is he going? Well, I'd say a binary poll between is he going to exceed 10 seconds or not. I think would be very interesting to see people's opinions, because right now, at this rate, I think he can do it. I think Wonton can win this race, and I think he might just do that.
I don't know. As we have a yellow Quasi-Re as... Oh, and that's brought out a VSC. And Quasi-Re is out of this race. I don't know where he's lost it. I think he's lost it... well, he actually has. He's lost it here. This is where he lost it, where Rift is coming into. Absolute scenes there for Williams, and really unfortunate. That's dropped it right down. Wonton coming in on the hard. This is interesting. This is very interesting.
Okay. Now,
no
that's very smart. No, I think that's very smart, SJ. If he goes onto a medium tyre now, he knows he can make it 16 laps. That, I think, is a very smart move from Wonton, but he's going to have overtaking to do.
Oh, he's going to have a lot of overtaking to do. And Broadstar and Dido are going to be P1 and P2, Dragon into P3. Oblivion as well. Oblivion's done the same thing, and so has Ricciardo. So a lot of these guys doing the same thing. Wonton in P11, he's going to have Oblivion behind him in P12. We're going to have a race on our hands with 16 laps to go. And the question is going to be Dido and Broadstar. Are they going to be able to hold on to P1 and P2 or Dragon? Because this is a fantastic result for Dragon as well. And we've seen a bit of drama there. No safety car coming out though. VSC on this one. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, there we go. So they're going Oblivion to beat Wonton. That's the prediction. We're going with that.
Wow. Okay.
Oblivion.
Fascinating. Swift retires from the session. That's unfortunate. Spry has retired from the session. Oh, there's been a big accident.
Massive
a huge accident.
Oh,
and Wonton's involved.
Oh, no, what's happened? And that's a safety car.
It is. And it's Oblivion. No, it was Spry. It was Spry who was involved. So Spry got caught up with the Red Bull. Swift, somehow, under virtual safety car, have had a huge accident in the middle section. And Wonton has been collected as a result of it. He's got huge damage. Now everyone's going to pit. And Wonton has to pit again, but he's still coming through turn 13, 14.
Oh, no. No drama. But what he can do, he can come back onto the hards and go to the end.
Yes.
Even better.
That is correct.
That is even...
And actually, in a way...
I don't know if this is going to work.
In a way, it's almost the perfect reset for him, but... Remember, oh no, Wonton, what are you doing?
No, he's just
no, mate, that is unbelievable. I mean, I was just about to say, he's got unlucky with the virtual safety car pitting there, and then there being a safety car. And I said, there's maybe a chance that he can make this work, given everyone is going to be, slowed down, the pack's going to be closer, he'll have better opportunities to overtake. But now he's got 10 more seconds for speeding in the pit lane. That's 20 seconds over the course of one race.
I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. And Broadstar and Joyful Dido now on fresh hards. This will be interesting. He's got a battle with Two-Door. And Broadstar's in trouble. Broadstar is in trouble now.
He's absolutely made a massive mistake. Broadstar has not pitted. Squash Josh is going to be on Squash Josh.
He's on 6 laps. Yeah, no.
Two-Door.
It's Two-Door and Dido, and it's Mikey.
Two-Door and Dido.
And look at that.
So SJ, correct me if I'm wrong, but from the jaws of victory, Wonton has seized defeat, and somehow from the jaws of defeat, Two-Door may be seizing victory. What is happening in Div 2 right now? This is bizarre, and I love it.
I know, it's absolutely insane what we're seeing here. We've seen an absolutely fantastic start to this race, the 14 laps, and it has all come undone in the space of 5 laps. Absolutely incredible. You see Oblivion with no one's got any pens now. We've lost Spry, we've lost Swift, we've lost Quasi, we've lost Sibby. We've still got 15 cars that are all going to score points as Kyotonic is AI. So this is massive. This is massive. And Wonton being up there in P1 is now down to P14 behind both Mercedes and even behind his own teammate. So,
yeah,
I still think we're going to see another safety car.
We may well do. I mean, there are so many fast drivers that are sitting down the field with a lot of overtakes for them to do. And at a circuit like this, we know there's basically one place to do it, or you're taking the massive risk of getting damage or causing incident. I mean, for goodness sake, we had an incident under a virtual safety car about 2 laps ago, which is what's triggered the safety car. But what just all the penalties aside at the moment, SJ, Roadster not pitting is possibly the mistake of the evening. I am very, very surprised to see him not go for pit. There is no track position to gain from this at all, other than a couple of guys who may have been a lot further down the grid than you. You know you've had the pace. His race is with Dido, but Dido has fresh tyres. I'm genuinely quite shocked at this one, unfortunately. I don't know whether this is going to work out for him. I don't think it will.
Yeah, I really don't know how this is going to go. Like you are saying, you've got Broadstar, Squash, Josh and Joyful all on those old laps, tyres on those 9-lap hards, and then every single person behind them is all on fresh. So, they're gonna have better tyre wear in the closing stages of this race. The whole thing is can they hold on? Because they can. I think they can go to the end. We saw Dynasty earlier on in Division 4 take them to the end, so they can. But are they going to have the tread in them? That's going to be the question.
I think when you're looking down at turn 8, when you're looking down at turn 8, turn 9, when the track gets really, really wide, when you've got 2 cars on the same tyre life through that inner section. You can't really overtake around most of the circuit if you're on even tyre life. If you have a tyre life advantage, though, suddenly this wide inner circuit through 8, 9, up to 10, 11, 12, it's all open field. You just drive around them because you're going to have more grip.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a mixture as well on the tyres. We've got a safety car coming in. I do want to get a prediction out, but I want to hear what people have got to say. I don't want to do that because that's not unfair and puts people under pressure. So I'm not going to do that one.
Prediction suggestion from Shaz saying
causing an instant lap one. Yeah, no, that's not fair. Let's not do that. Let's think of a prediction. I can't think. I really can't think. I've got no idea. I really don't know.
Do a prediction for another safety car, maybe.
Right.
That's all I can think of right now. We're about to go racing again, so get that out, and then let's see what happens, because this is going to be wild. We've got cars with fresh tyres coming on through. The top 3 haven't pitted. Watanabe's picked up another penalty, and away we go. Broadster has put the foot down, and we're away racing again. Squash Josh under a lot of pressure early from Joyful, who's going to be making the move attempt around the outside into turn 1. So opportunities there back in P5. Dido defending against the Haasers, who are going for it. Mikey, dear, we've had an accident immediately.
Tudor and Squash Josh have gone into each other, and they've had an absolute scenes here in the Kick Sauber and the Red Bull. What has happened there? And I'm going to have to delete that because we have had a safety car straight away, so we're going to delete that and burn all the points.
It happened immediately.
So, yeah. Because
we didn't even have a chance to think. We had 3 quarters of racing, and someone's in the wall, and the safety car is out again.
What?
Just change the prediction, SJ. Just make it, will we have greater than 3?
I've already done it.
Well, no, will we have less than 5? I don't even know at this point.
Medium runner or hard? That one. Yeah, we'll go with that one.
There we go. That's a good one.
Medium.
Yeah, hard. I don't know quite what's happened there to Squash Josh. I think it might have been some pretty heavy contact. Tudor obviously down the grid as well, so I think it's between both of them. Yeah, they're both missing their front wing at the moment, so they will obviously have to come into the pits. But, I mean, unbelievable. Another massive accident has happened, and here we go again.
I cannot believe this. Oh, this race has caused so much drama. Love to see it. And I'm sorry to say we have gone into the start of Baku. So really do apologise for that. So hopefully you've got a recorder and hope you can, we wanted to try and get it done beforehand. But unfortunately with the safety cars and drama that's happened, I'll tell you something, do not go anywhere. Rush is got it all tonight. 25 laps out of 36 and we've got one more lap to go and then we've got 10 laps to go. And well, this is definitely opened up for Dido. The question is though, he's got 3 guys on the mediums behind him on 5 lap, 4 lap and 5 laps. Question is Dido going to be able to do it? Because I think Dido's going to get the job done on Joyful and Broadstar here because they're going to be on older tyres. The question is, are we going to see another incident? Because that was massive. And I'm surprised those 2 are still in the race, but they currently are. And that could have been curtains for Red Bull. Squash Josh and number 1 Smith. And it's really disappointing to see this because Squash Josh has had a fantastic couple of weeks. And then all of a sudden, in the last couple of weeks, it's all gone downhill. So this is not good for his championship fight because he's up there. But this is massive for Broadstar tonight. And also Dido. And also Oblivion, because Oblivion is up there as well. And also Wicked as well. So there's quite a few up there tonight, which can cause problems. Shifting down there in P14, he's going to want to get out of that and trying to get up through the pack order. But it's extremely difficult. And now he's got an AI in front of him in Kaio. So that doesn't make it easier. Even worse. No. So, yeah, I don't know. I still think we're going to see more drama.
I mean, I think SJ, we've almost left the realm of serious sim racing. And
is that
quite,
you?
All right. Yep, that's me. That's cool because you changed the name. You went from Rush Racing League to Rush Racing 09.
Yeah, well, we are Rush Racing now. We're not League anymore. We've changed it. All the things will change.
I know.
I was going to say, how long was it taking?
It's worse given that I was. Well, I was going to say it's even worse given that I was involved in part of the rebranding effort. So that's even worse. Yes, Trackspot TV now subscribing. Yeah, there you go. You're most welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, as I was saying, I think we've left the realms of sim racing or serious sim racing. We are now in the realms of sort of Monty Python-esque comedy sketches at this point, because I don't know what to do. I'm smiling ear to ear. I mean, this has been absolutely fascinating to see.
I told you I'd get you into the right division. I told you I'd get you back to
well, you did get me in the right division, that is for sure. You know,
definitely.
This is feeling very much like Div 4 last season. It really is. Where it's just
10 times
stuff
quick.
is happening. It's chaos. Yeah, except we've got people doing 108 at Zandvoort.
It's been great. It's been absolutely
we've got some overtaking.
Yeah, we've got some drama.
We have had a few drama, yeah. McLaren's apparently overtaking under safety car. Oh, dear. Don't do that. 10 laps to go. Safety car is coming in this lap, and we go racing again. Do we get off to a good start? I really hope we do this time. Broadster, he is going to be in the box seat. He's going to be the one to hit the gear first and launch it down the main straight. But what can he do? I tell you, he's in a great position, but he needs to defend. He needs to get a good launch. That's the key thing, SJ.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be very interesting to see how this is going to go. I do apologise, guys, that you are missing the Baku race, and we will get that watch along sorted. So if you do want to join us, we'll be in the comms box watching it along. We will be watching it from the beginning, so please do not come in if you are watching it halfway through. But yeah, feel free to get amongst it. Here we go, racing again. 10 laps to go. Broadstar leading the way. Joyful in P2 and Dido in P3. Looking likely Oblivion is going to make the move on Dido going into the first corner. Yes, he does. Dido holding the line. Can they keep it as clean as Wonton and Broadstar? We'll have to wait and see. It doesn't look like Dido's going to have a last shot here with those mediums. Oblivion is going to be the one to watch out for here, George, as he is on those medium tyres. And look at that, 7 laps. The Joyful's 13, and he is right behind him now. The question is, can Joyful defend?
Oh, he's got a chance, but I tell you what, he's going to get overtaken at some point on the straight. Look at Oblivion, he's all over the back of him. It's so close. What a move from Dragon on It's Dido. Down the inside of the turn 7 and 8. He's absolutely nailed it. Looks like Mikey Boy's going to come through as well. Dido getting eaten up by the field at this safety car restart lap. That is a wonderful move from Dragon. He's absolutely on fire with that.
Yeah, Mikey Boy as well goes for a move there and gets it right. Fantastic. Hassa tonight are on fire. They are on the two mediums. I think they are the team to watch out for. They could be looking at a double podium. Dido on them 6-lap hards, trying to stay with those guys in the mediums. The question is, will the mediums go off before the hards? That's the question. DRS enabled now, and Oblivion ready to go for a move. Gets the job done on a Joyful, and he makes mincemeat out of Joyful on those 14 laps. And Dragon now comes around the outside of Joyful, and they've gone to side by side. Joyful's gone way off the track, and he's re-entered back on, and he's hit the back of the McLaren. Wonton has spun, and he's going facing the wrong way. There's drama here in Zandvoort. We've had a lot of drama early on, and Wonton has gone from hero to P16. He cannot believe what's happened there. Joyful definitely looked at a bad re-entry. Shifted up into P13, locking down the P12. Drift, getting a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags there as well. So drama even going further on up there in P9. Absolute scenes here. Lap 28, multiple incidents noted. The oddballs having a field day. We've got more drama going on here as Rift. We've got Ricardo onto the gravel now. Squash just going around the outside, and he's having a nice little battle with the Aston Martin. There is battles everywhere, and we still haven't got the end of this race yet. And Oblivion up in that P2, but he has been hounded by the Haas team here, and they are ready to pounce.
Oh my gosh, turn 1. Here we go. Roadster's defending Oblivion. What's the outside line? He faked the inside. Dived to the outside line. He's tried to hold it through turn 2, but hasn't been able to do that. Dragon was right there, wanting a piece of the action. He's looking to take a bite and maybe scorch a few rear wing mirrors as he flies on by. He's actually fallen back towards Mikey. This top 4 battle is wild, and Dido, don't forget, is still right there. There's 7 laps to go. Ladies and gentlemen, keep watching. I'll tell you, please no spoilers about the Formula One. We're going to get to that. Here goes Mikey. Nearly contact with his teammate. The Hassers have got to be careful. They've got a podium position to their name already. Broadster hasn't gotten away at all. Oblivion will have another chance as we head into turn 11 and 12.
Yeah, if we get any spoilers on the F1, I will time you out. So please, no spoilers. Let's go. We've got 29 laps and a 36. We have only got nearly 6 laps of racing to go. We will be bringing in driver of the day as well very, very shortly between me and George. This is going to the wire. This is not over. You have got very fresh guys on mediums and very fresh guys on others as well. As Oblivion goes for a move. He goes for the lead now. Does he get the job done? No, he doesn't. Broadstar holds it. He's been defending all race against Wonton, and he holds it, and he keeps it on those 15-lap hards. The question is he going to be able to hold on to it? This is the question. George needs to commentate the rest of the year. Bloke has the voice of an angel. Unfortunately, I can't get him for the rest of the year. He is a fantastic guy, a fantastic commentator, and a great human being, and I'm privileged to have him beside me as well. And I'll tell you something, George, these Haas guys, I hope they're in comms, because I've got a feeling they're going to take each other out. The way they're driving, they are insane.
This is Gunther Steiner era, kind of no rules, just go racing, but no risk. No risk. Do the Ferrari rule of no risk. It's not going to happen. Oh dear, Dragon has nearly gone into the rear wing of Oblivion. This is so close. 6 cars battling it out. 4P1. Oblivion up 11 positions in this race. Nearly a bit of a slip there. Was there contact?
No, he lost it on the curb and then had a bit of a wiggle. And now Mikey Du Bois is going to make the move. I don't know what's going on. D. White,
Oblivion.
If you are listening, get these guys into a comms box now, because I've got a feeling they're going to take each other out. Broadstar is holding on again. We've got 5 laps remaining. Oblivion cannot get the job done. I tell you, if Broadstar can hold this, that is incredible. I don't think he is going to be able to. These mediums are going to get him eventually. I can't see it. I can't see it, George.
I think you're probably right, but interestingly, he's defending on the outside line of turn 1, which is where he perpetually tried to attack Wonton in the early stages of this race, and somehow he's not even able to he's not defending down the inside, which is bizarre. That's normally where you'd go. But he's finding grip on the outside line somewhere. He clearly feels more comfortable defending on that part of the track. Dragon, despite having the apex and being side by side, hasn't done it. There it goes, turn 11. It's Hans Erst, and Oblivion has done it without us even realizing. Massive dive up the inside. He was close enough Great work on the brakes there from him and managed to get the apex before Broadster could blink. And before he could blink, he's on through. But Broadster's going to fight back. Here we go.
He's got the lead again. Oh, absolute scenes here. 32 laps out of 36.
Oh,
he's done all that. He's done all that to get past, and he's just lost the move again. As we got Joyful and Ricardo going side by side down there in turn number 1, and Joyful keeps the lead in that P9 position. It's I can't believe what I'm seeing here. It's absolute everything that's going on. Squash Josh now for the P6, and he's now going to be fighting. Dido is just in the wings, and Dido is just stuck. He cannot get past any of these guys. He's got 2 houses on 11 and 12 lap mediums, and Oblivion on 12 lap mediums, and Broadstar at the front of the pack on them 17 laps. I've got to go quickly to driver of the day, very, very quickly. I've got to put this in. George, who is your driver of the day?
I don't know. I'm going to give it to Oblivion. Done really, really well. This is great battle. He's going for it again. Turn 11 is going to be the other one. Yes, he is. Yes, he's got it. Fantastic work by Oblivion. Yeah, he's absolutely my driver of the day. You can go for that one.
All right, Oblivion, driver of the day. I'm going to give it to Broadstar. I think Broadstar has done an absolute tremendous job. So
absolutely.
I'm going to give Broadstar on this one. Absolutely fantastic. So there you go, guys. There's your driver of the day. Get your votes in. Here we go. George, there's mine. Press your button on yours. Just want to make sure that you do vote for your driver of the day. There we go. Thank you very much. Oh, that guy is ace. We tangled in with Oblivion. Oh, that was so close. That could have been a spinneroonie, and that could have been curtains for Oblivion, and that would have been absolute drama. We would have had to delete the driver of the day and then to restart it. Oh my God, there's 3 laps to go. I'm going to have to take, well, I'm happy to take the last lap as always, but we've got 3 laps to go, George. What is going to happen here? We've got Rifters also got that 10 seconds. This race is, I think Oblivion is going to leave it to the last lap.
I think he will have to. I mean, there's no other choice. I mean, he's got the ability to overtake into turn 11. If he can do that, then he's right on, because Broadstar has only been able to defend and take back the position in turn 1. So critically, yeah, we have got to make a note. We've got someone who's having a bit of an off-track excursion. Joyful having a very, very bad time on the kitty litter. Not ideal at all. But Oblivion will be leading us away through into turn 13 and 14. He's made the move yet again into turn 11. That is his overtaking spot. He is working furiously now, using a lot of his battery, using as much of the track as possible to get the speed. And this time, Broadsters can't defend. He can't attack. And he's going to have to settle for second position for the first time since the restart. Oblivion actually leads us after turn 1 and into turns 2 and 3. Fantastic work by him, and he's actually now box seat, 0.5 a second the gap. Dragon is attacking Broadster. A little bit of a wiggle on the exit of turn 3 brings him back into range of his teammate Mikey. Dido still stuck in 5th place. Squash is right there. Rift is right there. Then it's Flubber, and Wonton has made it back from the jaws of the bottom of the grid back to P9.
Yeah, he's gone from hell. Dido up into P4. He's made a move there. Joyful's retired. He's out of this race. He's called it. So no points for VCARB. And that is definitely not what TNT wants to see at all. Both drivers out. No points. 2 laps remaining. And Dido up into P4. Have those mediums gone off? This is the question. This is the big question. Are the mediums starting to go? Because Dido now is going to harass and annoy the back of Dragon. And Broadstar is he's too far back from Oblivion. I can see Oblivion getting the win here, but I'll tell you something, don't underestimate Dido. He's in P4 at the moment. Have those mediums gone off? Because he made mincemeat of Mikey the Boy on those 15 lap mediums, George.
He certainly did. Yeah, he's flying at the moment. He's already right up to the back wing of Dragon into turn 3. You can see he's got the speed advantage through the apex. On the exit, able to get the power down beautifully. Dragon struggling a little bit, it appears, into the corner and through the apex speed. So that's going to bring him back into range, and Dido will have a big slipstream at the end of the next lap. We are on the penultimate lap of the race. White flag is being flown. 35th lap is halfway done already as we head through turn 8. Masters bocked. That's the last time you'll hear me say bocked tonight. But Dido has a chance here, a real chance, because Broadster is off the pace. Oblivion is soaring into the distance. He can see the sunset, and he is trying to get there as quickly as possible now. Broadster, 2 seconds gap now. He's fallen right back into the clutches of Dragon, and this is going to be it. This is going to be the key part. Dido is actually in the right position. He's going to have a massive slipstream, as is Dragon. Dragon will probably have a chance on Broadster down towards turn 1. It's the last lap of the race. Anything could happen. Let's see. Over to you, SJ.
Yeah, here we go. As Broadstar gets the job done, and he goes around the outside. Dino's trying to get around the outside. Broadstar's got it all wrong. He nearly smacked into the
Oh, no!
Dino's gone round. Oh no, he's reversed. He's in the middle of the track. Absolute scenes here. Someone's gone flying around. Dino's got a 20-second pin. It's all gone wrong. Oh, this absolute scenes. I feel so sorry for him because I think he's tapped the back of Broadstar. He's trying to redirect it, and
I'll tell you what's happened there. Dragon has made the move. He's come on through. Broadster's tried to defend on the inside this time. Got loose. Dino is there. And once he was loose and they made contact, that was it. They're straight into the barrier. You see them take each other essentially to the Shadow Realm. And that is, unfortunately, an unfortunate end to the race. And the Shadow Realm has taken a couple of victims late in this one. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Still a chance for Mikey here, but I think that's going to be it. Certainly for Oblivion and Dragon. Last 2 quarters, back to you.
Yeah, there we go. Oblivion crossing the line. What drama we've had here in Zandvoort for Division 2. Dragon taking P2. Broadstar taking P3. Oh, my days. I cannot believe what we're seeing there at the end. That was so unfortunate.
I have to tell you, Lamb in chat saying, hate to be a Div 2 steward right about now. I don't know. If you enjoy your job, I'll tell you, this is the race to be a steward on. If you enjoy being a steward, this is the one you want to be on. Going to provide a lot of tricky, challenging things to debate. But I tell you, I wouldn't want to be the person doing the 60-second recap of D2. Because I don't think if I can even do a recap after the race. We'll try, but there was so much that happened in this race. We've got 2 McLarens out of the top 10, despite starting in the top 10. We've got Watanabe, or Wasabe, I guess we can call him now, having all sorts of issues and grasping defeat from the jaws of victory, despite what was the perfect weekend. Broadster somehow holding on to a podium, despite some questionable strategy calls under safety car. 2 safety cars, 1 virtual safety car, 1 safety car triggered by an accident under a virtual safety car, and 20 seconds worth of pit lane infringements for Wonton. 10 seconds for 3 other drivers on the grid. That was probably more by the end of it. I can't even. I think that's probably about a quarter of what happened this race, SJ.
Oh. I'm gonna fire this in. Dragon gets cleanest driver. Congratulations to him. I'm just gonna go through the results, and there we go. We're gonna get these guys in for a quick interview before we then head over and call it a night. But just gonna let you know, Dino obviously not very happy. There's obviously going to be situations going there. It was a tie for driver of the day, so between Broadstar and Oblivion. So I don't know. I'm going to let you make the decision because you have just made a fantastic return.
I think honestly, Oblivion. There. Okay. Yeah, Oblivion for me. I think.
All right, all good.
And it's not because I chose him in the first place. Obviously, the strategy call at the end there undid what was a great race for Broadster. I think he's very close second in the driver of the day poll. For me, but Oblivion got the position, drove well, had to cut through the field as well in that 36-lap sprint. So I think, he deserves that driver of the day.
Yeah, and also we don't do driver of the day point anymore. It's now down to cleanest driver. So congrats to Dragon, cleanest driver. Well done. That was a fantastic race for him in the Haas as well. All right, let's. We've got the guys in pretty quick. I know that they're going to probably want to jump in and get on board with Baku, so we won't hold them up for long. We're just waiting on Oblivion, which we'll jump on board with in a second. But yeah, let's take it away with P3, which is Dragon. And George, I will let you take it away. He's Ink, known as Dragon. We can call him Ink, but he's in the Haas. So over to you, George.
Okay, Dragon, Ink. First of all, congratulations on your finish today. Excellent work at the end of the day. Was it P? Yeah, well, SJ, are you sure it was third place for him?
He got P2. P2.
Oh, you got P2,
Yeah,
did you?
that's what I
Oh,
thought.
sorry. We'll go to broadcast.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
right.
It's been a long night.
Oh, okay.
We'll go down.
It's been a long night.
There we go.
Okay, rapidly switching tack there. Ink
Good
will
stuff.
speak to you shortly. Broadster, mate, what to say quickly, aside from a question, big fan of the defensive stuff you did today. Really gutted with that onboard that we had. We were in there in qualifying. You got the oversteer. How did that qualifying affect you going into today's race?
Obviously, qualifying is important in this game. It was, I don't know where the pace came from Watanabe, but he was on fire today. Unfortunately, he didn't finish on the podium, but had a couple mistakes in that final lap. But yeah, just not how I wanted it to go, to be honest.
To be honest, I don't think anyone on the grid expected it to go the way that it went today. But let's just take us through the first few laps. Well, technically the first 14 laps, right up until that pit stop. You were 0.1, 0.2 of a second behind Wonton that entire time. Was he doing something different? Were you doing something different in that 36 lap race?
Just lining it up on the last corner, trying to get the best exit I can. It was a tough battle. He Will hooked me a couple times, which I'm not happy about, but that's up to the stewards to figure out. But yeah, he gave up a pretty hard fight. So yeah, props to him.
Absolutely. Obviously, it didn't go his way. 20 seconds worth of pit lane infringements, not ideal. Your thoughts on the safety car restart? We've got to ask the question, and sorry for this, but why didn't you pit?
It was a last second decision. On the straight, as I was about to go past the pit lane, we were discussing should I box. I didn't have a medium. I did have a hard, but yeah, we didn't make a decision in time, so we decided to stay out, and then that's when I knew I was fucked.
Yeah, you were definitely in trouble after that
Language.
safety car restart. That is for sure. Yes, language in the comms box, please. But just want to say, great management of your battery through that first race. I was watching on board. I thought you did a fantastic job. SJ, if there's any questions you want to send Broach's way, or we can move on to P2, up to you.
Yeah, I do. I'm not going to repeat what he said, but I am in that word. I'm absolutely knackered. Broadstar, I've got to say, mate, Division 2 is, I brought George in, especially for this one, or Division 1, and I definitely brought him for the right one because that race was epic. 14 laps you were trying to go at Wonton. And I'll be honest with you, mate, we were watching it. The stewards were watching it, and there was no on boards. There was nothing. We saw you banging wheels. We saw you really go at it. And honestly, if I had a crystal ball, I would never think that this would be the final outcome. And this would be the final result because it just looked like it was going to be you and Wonton all the way through.
Yeah, it was so tough. I was trying my best. Pretty angry in the VC. I was every swear word under the sun. I just threw at him, but yeah, that's really all I could say. That it was tough. So yeah.
Yeah, you seem a bit. I'm listening to your voice, and you seem a little bit disheartened. And I don't think you can be disheartened at all, mate. I think you absolutely did a fantastic job. I think the only person that you can be paid off about is your own teammate. Unfortunately, a DSQ, no time set, obviously in quali, which is a bit unfortunate. Hopefully, none of the AIs caused any problems, and it would have been great to have both of you scoring points, but unfortunately, just one of you. But no, honestly, an absolute stellar job. You were my driver of the day, and unfortunately George gave it to Oblivion. But no, you should be very happy, and yeah, I can't wait to see what you can do next week in Brazil. And that was some fantastic racing. So go and enjoy the Baku race, mate. No spoilers, please, and we'll see you next week in Interlagos.
All right, cheers, guys.
Definitely.
All right, now to P2. It is now Ink. So Dragon, Haas, what a result for you guys today. Honestly, fantastic to see you up there with Mikey. You guys were sort of right next to each other pretty much all race. Just give us a rundown of that one. There was some moments where we wondered if the team was going to come in and tell you guys to calm down a little bit.
For this race, I was by myself in VC, but it was a bit difficult because turn 12, I just couldn't get traction. So I kept losing like 2/10 out of that every single lap. So I had to gain it down on the straight and burn. But apart from that, I'm happy with the result, really. I put work into it, but I just underestimate everyone this week, like every week. So it's just hard to, got to keep putting extra practicing and whatnot.
Obviously, there would have been a lot of different stuff happening at the top of the field had Wonton not picked up 20 seconds worth of penalties and pitted for a virtual safety car, which turned into a safety car. Talk us through that part of the race, the virtual safety car, and then into the safety car. You must have felt like your decision making at that point was pretty spot on.
Yeah, it really worked out. I feel like no matter at what point like during the race, I felt kind of on the right strategy. Even if I stayed out or pitted, I felt like it would have been fine. I kind of just got lucky, really. Just where I was, I didn't really have any issues, and it's worked out really.
And tell us a little bit about the mentality. You were sitting in fourth for quite a while. Micah was putting a lot of pressure on you, but you could see the battle up ahead. You could see what was happening with Dido, what was happening with Wonton, and then of course with Oblivion and with Broadster towards the end of the race. What was running through your head while you were watching these battles ahead? Were you thinking, we just stick to our strategy, or were you really trying to push the cart out, so to speak?
I kind of just stayed where I was because, well, later in the race, a couple of people crashed up ahead, so I got positions from that, but I couldn't really overtake them from anywhere. I didn't really have enough pace to get that like power on the straight and overtake through there. So I just kind of waited, and it worked out really. So good, yeah.
Oh, well done, and congrats from myself. I hand you over to SJ.
Thanks.
Oh, Ink, mate, what a race from yourself, mate. D White, new has TP has in a bit of strife, but tonight, an absolute phenomenal performance, especially from your reserve driver as well, in your teammate tonight, Mikey. Even though you two probably went on comms, we kept saying in the stream, you guys need to get on comms because we thought he was going to crash into you at some point, man. It was so close. What was the pressure like in those closing stages of the feature race?
Oh, there was constantly pressure on the back, but luckily I had enough straight. Like I didn't have straight line speed to overtake, but I had enough straight line speed to not allow other people to overtake. But he was just right behind me the entire race. Luckily, he played the team game and allowed me to like stay where I was. I should have probably let him pass on the first couple laps because he had softer tires, but he really there was great teamwork. Not gonna lie, without having comms. So.
Mate, well, absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm not going to hold you up for long because I know that you obviously want to get away for the Baku race, which I'm sure is going to be very, very spicy as well. This has been very spicy, mate, and I think it's probably one of your best races this season, and well deserved, mate. And you will definitely rest easy on this one. So a great job, mate, and look forward to seeing what you can do in Interlagos.
Thanks. Cheers.
Mikey DuBois
Now
actually,
to final.
he's actually replying in the chat saying he was actually listening to what I was saying in the stream. So that's the reasons why he did ease off on his teammate. Gold,
At least
mate,
there was
gold.
some comms. It was team comms by proxy. So it still works.
Absolutely.
To our final interview of the night, it is of course Oblivion, mate. Well done. First of all, massive congratulations. Must have felt like something came a little bit out of the blue. Let's be honest, the sprint race was here and there. The start of certainly the first half of the sprint, the 36 lap race was a bit here and there. At what point did you feel it suddenly swung your way?
Yeah, I think the sprint helped me personally. It helped build up the pace. So had a good battle with Rift in the sprint, and yeah, got good pace building up in the race. It was a rough start. A few people were a bit, moving late, pushing me into the gravel. So gave them a bit of their own medicine. Yeah, it was a good race though.
So you'd say it was hard racing, but it was fair racing. That's what we thought we saw on the screen here.
Yeah, that's all it was. I think Joyful moved very late in the final corner, or the first corner, one of the two, and there was another one at turn one that just pushed me wide.
Yeah, that's right. So talk to us a little bit about the virtual safety car and then the safety car that came out. Obviously, that threw a lot of cats among the pigeons. There were a lot of people that didn't pit. I'm assuming at that point you're thinking, hey, I might have a chance. You are on mute.
Sorry, what was that?
I was saying, talk to us a little bit about the virtual safety car and when the safety car came out, the first one. Were you thinking at that point, hey, look, there might be a chance here for me?
Yeah, I got lucky with them. I was able to serve the 10 seconds. There's a stupid speed into the pit lanes. So, yeah, was it lucky to serve that and got onto the fresh mediums. And, yeah, it was pretty good from there, obviously. Made some nice moves and a good battle with Broadster. He was very quick, as he always is. It's good battling with him most of the time. So, yeah, it was from that safety car really helped me bring it back with the new mediums. Broadstar said he didn't have new mediums, so it worked in my favour there.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations from myself. I'll hand it to SJ for some final questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, but if you won't keep you long, mate. Yeah, just a fantastic race from yourself again. Obviously being on the better tyres. Obviously had a couple of goes at Broadstar, and it was pretty close. And then obviously made the right move in the right time. And obviously I think the tyres obviously done it for you compared to obviously what tyres he was. There's obviously a lot of question marks around your name and question marks around how good you've been in the space of the last 3 weeks. But we put that behind, and we look at the sprint race, we look at the feature race, and things changed. And I think if you had a crystal ball and you were Meg, I don't think you would have ever thought that, unfortunately, and not being in a bad way, that you would have won this race from the start of how it was going.
Yeah, obviously 13 is not a good grid position at Zandvoort. But yeah, the safety car really helped me there. Was in a good spot before that though, but then the 10 seconds. But yeah, as I said before, the sprint weekend helped me build up the pace, and it was not expecting to win this one. I was expecting maybe a top 5. But yeah, it's the luckiness of the safety car timing really helped me here, so I'll definitely take it.
I think you've now taken the lead, I think, completely now. I think you're only 9 points adrift of Broadstar, or he was adrift of you. I'm not sure. I have to have a look again. You're going into Lagos. Are you going into these tracks that you like, you prefer, or are there some of these tracks that could cause you problems? Because there is obviously a big fight for the championship. You're in a Ferrari. They're fighting the Kicks at the moment. Kicks did not do very well tonight, unfortunately. Ferrari did a lot better. So you've got one over on the Kicks already. How do you feel about Interlagos?
Yeah, personally, I like Interlagos. I think it's one of my favourite tracks to drive. But as you said, it's very tight competition. Every driver has their stronger tracks, so it's going to be close all the way to the end. And yeah, I've had a few words with a few drivers, and they think that there's maybe 5 or 6 of us that could battle for the championship. So yeah, it's going to be good fun.
And that's what you want. That's what you want as a driver. You don't want to just run away with the grid. You want that battle. And there's been 6 different drivers that have won a race here, and obviously you've now doubled it. So, and tonight, unfortunately, could have gone either way. Obviously there was unfortunate events that happened between Broadstar and Dido. Joyful early on, Wonton. So there was a lot that happened in this race. Especially from obviously in the sprint where we saw Wonton so fast, like it was the in the 8.3 I think he did in the end, which was incredible. So no, great job, mate. Well done, well deserved. Enjoy the weekend and enjoy the Baku race, and we'll see you in Interlagos next week.
Yeah, cheers guys. Enjoy the race as well.
Thanks, George, mate. That is it. It has been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to jump on board with Watch Along with the guys and tune into Baku very, very soon. So I'm going to wrap this up. But what a race to have you back, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. And just give me a bit of a summary on that race in altogether.
A 60-second summary. Didn't I say beforehand that I'd be a little bit anxious about whoever had to jump on board and do the 60-second review? Anyway, look, great race. So much action. Obviously, not going the way that some drivers were really hoping, which is not surprising. I mean, when you've got so many drivers that are driving so well at such close proximity, inevitably you're going to have some small scrapes, and in some cases, some large scrapes. Certainly, the virtual safety car and the accident that brought out the first safety car was something rather spectacular. I haven't seen that before. in an F1 25 race. So that was something a little bit special. That certainly threw a lot of stuff at the fan, so to speak. So it was quite interesting. Overall, mate, great to have been back for this race for Div 2. Thanks for everyone in chat. Thanks to the drivers, and thanks to yourself, of course, for doing all you do.
Yeah, awesome. I appreciate it, mate. And will we see you return? Hopefully very soon. Hopefully I will find out what your schedule is like, and we'll definitely get George back in, as a lot of people do think you are the GOAT. Thank you very much to Tracksport TV for following. That is on behalf of George, Bima1968 for the follow, MXICO TV, and Drift Glazer, and also Nishka for the subs. Thank you very much to everyone. Tune in tomorrow night with Division 5, where you'll be joined in the comms box by Dido and F7, who won earlier on today. And they will be tuning in and commentating Division 5, where you'll see me on the track. And I don't know how I'm going to go. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you very much to everyone that tuned in tonight as well. Congratulations to Driver of the Day, Oblivion, cleanest driver, which was Inc. and known as Dragon. And congratulations to Oblivion for winning the race, P2 for Inc. and also P3 for Portstar. A massive thanks as well to obviously most of the people that tuned in tonight. We know that we went a little bit later than normal, and unfortunately we missed the Baku, but you can now tune in, you can enjoy the rest of your weekend, and that is it. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors as well, AI369, Pagni and SimLab, and also AR SRC, the affiliate code as well. And if you need setups for Interlagos for Division 2, feel free to jump on board. And I will leave you a quote, as I always do. Oblivion has now got 2 on the bounce. Can this man be cool? I think he can, but we'll find out in Brazil. Good night.